and welcome to another episode of the Reign of Emrys here on Dork Tales. I am your Dungeon Master, Kelly. My pronouns are he and his and him. I always mess those three up. So tonight we are playing episode 3 of Reign of Emrys. I'm going to be playing a ton of NPCs, so you'll be able to see all of my funny voices. It's going to be a lot of fun. If this is your first time with us, Reign of Emrys takes place in a semi-Enlightenment era fantasy world that blends magic and technology. It's our homebrew world, but in the magic technologically focused country called Emrys, which is slowly conquering and civilizing its neighboring kingdoms, which of course will have no repercussions at all. Our players are a fantastic mix of characters from the Empire, and why don't we go ahead and meet them right now, starting with, let's go to Christine. Hi, Christine.
Hello! So I'm Christine. You've probably seen me before if you watch anything Dork Tales. I am on most of it, with a few exceptions. So I use she, her, and you can also find me over on Twitch as Lady Liliana. Tonight I am playing Claudette Belmont, a noble lady she's human and the wizard blade singer of the group.
Fantastic. Hello, Amy!
You're muted.
I got that. I see that. I start talking and I'm like, oh wait, no, I'm muted. Hi. I am, you need to mute me sometimes because I talk too much. That's why. So I'm Amy and I am playing Leiden and Merev. I use she, her, they, them, all's fine. And, but Leiden is a she, her. And I am the cleric of the grave and I'm an ASMR in this game. I'm also in many other games on Dork Tales here and you can find me at least two. At least two. If not several more, at twitch.tv/paradoxical ghoul.
Fantastic. Hello, Caitlin, if you're still alive.
I'm still here and alive for the moment. Yes.
We still have Caitlin. Success.
Yes. Hi, I'm Caitlin. I play Telfrin. He's a human barbarian. So I use she, her pronouns, but he uses he, him pronouns.
Yep. All right, and let's pass it over to your left. Hello, Ivy. Which is actually Robin. Damn it, I almost did it right the entire time. Hello, Robin.
It's okay. It's fine. I lost in your right. You're introducing it. It's okay.
That's fair.
This is payback.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I'm Robin. I'm playing Ivy, the tiefling blood hunter. I go by she, they pronouns. Ivy is she, her pronouns. And I'm really looking fun. I am in 2, 3 on Dork Tales, but hopefully more. But hopefully you'll be seeing me more, maybe.
It's true.
I don't piss off Kelly enough.
It's true. It's true. All right, and finally, in the corner, it's Mike.
Hey everyone, my name is Mike. I'm rocking they, them pronouns. I am playing Veritrix Soulstar tonight. She is our awesome little halfling artificer.
With the Star Wars name.
Wait, what?
With the Star Wars name, I love it.
The Star Wars name?
Yes. Soulstar? Come on.
That's a very Star Wars type
That's
name.
a Skywalker right there.
Or Shadowhunter.
I didn't even think about that.
Of course you don't, because you don't like Star Wars.
It's
you
okay.
like Star Trek.
Unintentional.
I know. I was just giving you sass. Go on. Keep it up.
All right, and you can find me otherwise here on Twitch at I Rock the Camaro. I Twitch. I mean, I do have tics, but I stream sci-fi.
We can get you a collar for that.
That is accurate.
Or a spray. I don't know. All right, everybody. So last episode,
Takes Dungeon Master to a new level.
Also, Caitlin, you said you wanted to ask.
This went several ways from where I think we originally intended.
Kind of. I was just
my chest
cheeky. I was going to ask if she ever goes by Trixie.
Oh, no, she doesn't, but she could.
She could? Does she now?
You could start that.
I don't know if anybody... I don't know.
I mean, Talfrin can start that.
Left tricks? What right tricks?
Veritrix left wing.
Oh god.
All right, so if your computer is not being a complete baby, I would suggest you heading over to Roll20 and popping on some background music.
Oh, that's right.
But Caitlin, I'm going to discourage you from doing anything besides like looking at your computer and talking.
And even then, maybe be careful with it.
Just be gentle with it.
I've got my character sheet up, and I have this up, and I'm like,
character sheet.
Much,
oh
man.
My goodness!
But I don't have it on my phone.
Does everyone have dice?
I have dice.
Quick check.
I have dice. I have my notebook. I have my new session page open. I have my post-it with my stuff on it. And I have my character page.
I forgot
Alright.
to grab
Look
my
like
ducky
candies.
dice.
It's too late. We're already
It's too
far.
late. I know.
Alright.
Oh, we're too far.
So, folks, this is the part where we're going to tune into game. Are you ready for this? Great. Now that song's going in my head. All right, cool.
I was gonna say,
What's that?
Anyway,
Oh, okay.
it's happening. All right, so with that, welcome to the Reign of Emrys. Let's go ahead and begin. Last time, your characters managed to survive an encounter with Experiment 19, a strange creature beyond the fathoming of the majority of you. It was from the Imperial Science Academy, not that you know that. In the process of fighting that strange creature, one of your companions, a friendly halfling who worked at one of the foundries, one of the weapon forgeries throughout town, was brutally killed. You were able to bring her body to a small temple of the orphan where she was laid to rest, and then, as you were there, the Night Watch brought in another body. The half-Goliath that Talfrin had arranged a less than legal fighting match with in the pits, who had been killed for his deception. That night, you all received orders to go and prepare to leave town, for different reasons. Talfrin, yours was to get out of town and stay safe. Very, you were going to head toward Terranel to repair the observatory's telescope. Ivy, you were given an assignment as well to head out toward the small mining town of Cordust. And Claudette and Leiden, you were sent on a diplomatic mission to deliver a letter to an agent at Terranel. Now, the railway lines, the lightning rails only work so often. Every few days, one of them will trek out across the Great Plains and make their way toward the coast, branching out across the many different byways that take you across those wide and dangerous stretches into the mountains of Terranel and over by the salty, briny seas. Now, as you loaded up onto the train, you didn't have a sense of what was coming, but something was brewing in your future. Claudette, you and Leiden took your places in the executive cars. Ivy and Veridrix found themselves in the business class. And Talfrin and his friend Dork, who was tagging along, were found idling in steerage, a long wooden car with very few places to do anything but sit, cramped up against each other, maybe gambling on the floor or underneath the tables, underneath the chairs, underneath the benches that were already crammed with bodies. It was a sweaty mess. And this is where we're going to begin our story. It's been almost a day at this point. The train up from Duchesne is slowly ambling its way toward the capital city of Emrys. You've been winding along the coast at a slow speed. And Talfrin, what are you doing to pass the time? So it said almost a day. It's been about 13 hours that you've been winding your way across the mountainous terrain of Duchesne.
Probably be maybe playing a game of cards with Dirk.
Got any twos?
I was thinking that. No, try again.
Oh, no, that's bad. Okay. 8s. You've got at least 3 8s, I bet it. Right now. Double or nothing.
Tough luck.
You mean tough luck? I saw an 8 when you bent over.
All right, he's gonna throw his cards down.
That's it. Beholder's fortune. Beholder's fortune. I win. That's at least.
There you go.
Ha. You can't always cheat me, buddy.
I know.
You okay?
Yeah. It's just getting to me being in here. It's fine.
Yeah, fair enough. And as he says that, an old woman, who can only really be described as a babushka, leans over and starts snoring on his shoulder. Her long, coarse, wiry white hair kind of draping out of this handkerchief that's wrapped around her head. Her drool and false teeth rattling around like a goldfish trying to escape a bowl in her mouth.
Well, who's your new girlfriend?
Oh, I wouldn't take this from you, buddy. Like, we're just friends. I'm just warming her up for you.
That's okay, bud. Appreciate your offer, though.
I do like older women, but I think that this is even going a little far by my standards.
Just nudge her off.
Nudge her off? Like...
Just shoulder.
Oh! I thought you meant, okay, hold on.
Not this time.
He'll slowly push her on to a tiefling woman with one horn broken off, is sitting on the other side. Quite a plump, bright blue skinned tiefling that is sitting playing on looks like a sketch pad. Really? Fucking colonials. Goes back to work. Okay, that means we're passing something. Are we...
What?
Yeah, there it is. Dork says,
What's that?
turning out toward the steamed windows and wipes one of them. And suddenly you're going to see light flood into the car.
Oh.
On the other side, looking out over, it's almost, no, it's past midnight at this point, it must be. The moons are hanging high in the sky. One of them is pitching over at 3/4, about to plunge down into the eastern water. One of them is high overhead, and then the remnants of the third moon twinkle like starlight in the sky. Gray and dull. But from here, as you crest one of the mountains, suddenly the rumbling and talking of the car goes silent. And one deep-voiced man, somewhere in the car, hidden from the rest of things, says, "It's Crucible." And sure enough, the Crucible prison colony is visible. As you climb this mountain, heading ever northward toward Emrys, to the right of you is a stretch of at least a mile. It's been coil-style strip mined, digging down to the ground like an immense screw. It's barren. The mountain itself has been stripped, and even in the darkness, you can see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of indentured and enslaved workers digging down, down, down. At the center of this massive coil, which, there's no way to describe this if you haven't seen it, but have you ever seen what a lithium mine looks like? Okay. Look it up sometime. But it basically looks like they've carved this coil into the ground, like the rungs of a screw reaching almost... From this height, you can see it goes down half a mile before your vision is broken. It looks like an inverted anthill, with hundreds and hundreds of tiny, dark silhouettes laboring into the night. But it's not entirely dark. In the center, a bright blue-white light rises up to the sky, a beam of light that shoots into the clouds, and there, hovering, hundreds and hundreds of feet, 600-700 feet, above the hole, is a collector dish. Massive, golden-colored rings, slowly working themselves back and forth inside of themselves like a compass. These series of rings collecting the mystical energy that's dug straight out of the Earth's heart.
Wow.
Think about it, we could have ended up there, right?
Yeah, we coulda. I'll drink to that.
Yeah, me too. Did you bring any?
You know I gotcha.
Thank God. This is why you're my mentor. Oh, cheers, buddy. And with that, you both drank. Further up the car, Ivy. What are you doing at this point? Sitting in a car with a couple of people who don't necessarily want to be next to you. This strange, scarred tiefling. One of them is a halfling woman dressed in this frilled doublet. The skirt dances around her bare and furry ankles. She's airing her toes out, and the mat of blonde hair atop of her flat feet. She fans herself idly. So, you're a soldier? She says. Because of
Of
the
sorts.
so that's with the scares.
Yes. I've
Oh.
fought many battles.
Oh, that's nice. I've been known to get into a scrap or two myself. I'm particularly good at cribbage and polo, actually. I've got a wee scar right on my ear, and it's wait, I just
All right.
You're not gonna eat me when I sleep, are you? Don't tieflings eat halflings?
No.
Isn't that how you got the ling in your name?
No.
Well, what part of you is a thief? Oh, are you a thief? Is that why they call you that? Because you're thieflings.
But if you insult me, I'll cut your neck. I don't want to hurt you. But if you keep insulting me, I might just.
I wasn't... And at that point, suddenly... You mount the rise, and the blue light floods into your car. Your eye is drawn to the crucible. You have never been away from home before, Ivy. As the train rattles along, being held in place by the chained lightning elementals and magic that the fuel cells are bound with, the hum beneath you and the rattle of the train, this magnificent feat of technology looms just outside of your window. What do you do?
Probably gonna stare at it. She has in her bag at her at all times. She has like a bit of spare leather that she likes to carve and do some leather work with. So she'll just start to carve designs into it and kind of look off and kind of ignore the halfling woman because she just kind of pissed her off at this point.
The train door, the train car will open up, and this woman's husband will enter. A halfling like herself, with a mustache, and thick and bristly, and leaning over his top lip, dressed in a fairly common suit jacket, will enter, leaning on a cane. Doesn't look like he needs it for any reason, but just style. He taps it gently on the spats of his boots. What's this then? Thought you two would be gabbing. Come on,
I'm not
Matilda. What?
much of a talker.
Ah, that's right. That's weird. I actually thought tieflings were all talk. Well, not all talk, but all talky. I knew this tiefling back in Maddox that was quite a talker.
Her tail's like just twitching at this point. Like this is how she controls her anger. I don't make assumptions about halflings. I would prefer you don't
well,
make
you should.
assumptions.
You should. You'd probably be right. We're loudmouths and chatterboxes and a bit hedonistic.
Yes, I can
But-
see that.
We also like to give people their space. Tilda, yes, I think I should probably go now. I'm sorry, didn't mean any offense, love. Would you like any sweets back from the dining car? As a peace offering, since we're going to be together for quite a while.
Yes.
Have you ever had this
nice.
strawberry shortcake?
No. What is this shortcake?
Let's just say that I've got a taste for it. It's very sweet and made of strawberries and flour. You're not you don't have a gluten thing, do you?
No. I am a perfect specimen. I have no flaws.
Well, then I suppose that some extra calories won't hurt.
She'll toss a gold to the halfling. I'm sorry for threatening you earlier. I believe we may have gotten off on the wrong foot.
Aye, that's fine. Tilda, shortcake. I'll bring you a big one, apparently. And with that, they'll both back out of the room, giving you a bit of space. As you begin to carve the leather again and look out the window at the prison colony. What's Very doing in her car? Several cars down.
She's not doing too much, actually. She's mostly just mostly just watching the world go past. She's fairly upset still from watching her friend die in front of her. So she's probably just been kind of relaxing in the room. But she's probably getting hungry.
That's fair. Well, you're sharing it with a few others. So right now, the people that are in there with you is a human couple that looks like they're there on their honeymoon, as well as a rather old dwarf. When I say an old dwarf, I mean grizzled, with a light bulb-shaped nose dangling over his cracked lips, which themselves are buried in a mat of shaggy white hair.
So we talking like 500 years old or something?
We're talking like looks like Grumpy.
Oh boy, okay.
But like with the white beard type of thing. We're talking like, yeah, this guy's probably pushing 500. His eyes are racked with cataracts and stare glassily at you. Are you a dwarf?
Am I a dwarf?
You're shaped like a dwarf.
No, I'm a halfling.
Nobody's perfect.
That's true. That's true. I mean, yeah.
Where are you headed to?
Terranel.
I had family in Terranel. Back before all of this. Now it's just me.
Time moves forward.
But we don't.
Yeah, isn't that the truth?
Have you ever been this far north before?
Yes, actually, I have been. I actually came from Astaria.
Astaria used to be a lovely place. Now it's so full of military and all of the all of the engines of destruction.
I actually grew up at the Asia Naval Base.
Oh, it's a terrible place for a young thing to grow up.
Oh, it was great fun. I got a lot of very useful skills there.
There's your naval base. I remember once upon a time, there was a park. I think that's where they built the first hangar. It was was lovely. There was a big tree covered in ribbons, all different colors, all pledges to Soph, the Queen of Nature, the King of Spring. It was lovely.
It still is quite lovely, just in its own way.
I never should have taken the job.
Where are you off to?
I'm off to Belay. That's where my crypt is, and I want to be close to it when I go.
Fair enough. Is the rest of your family there as well?
Parts of them. The parts we could find. My son. My second wife.
Well, at least you won't be alone anymore. And nor will they.
There's nothing lonelier than death. Except for life. And he will turn and look out the window with glassy white eyes, absorbing the light as you suddenly pass alongside Crucible. You decide you want some food at that point?
Yeah, I think she'll excuse herself and head up or down.
Sure. So you can head up or down, your call. As you're leaving the car, you'll just hear the very faintest whisper behind you. I never should have agreed to cut down the tree. And with that, you find yourself in the hallway surrounded by dozens and dozens of bodies pressing back and forth along the train car's guts. Going up and down the hallways. The business class that you find yourself in it's fine. It's comfortable. It's decorated with lots of bright reds and blues, royal colors, full of nobility. Sashes and ribbons the colors of blood decorate along with curtains of the same hue. The blue is inlaid next to a bit of gold trim, and it's comfortable. It's pleasant. It feels like wherever you go, the train attendants with their tiny pillbox hats with the little brims will turn and smile. Lady? Hello there. Hi, how are you? Hope you're doing well.
She'll nod.
A door shuts in front of you, and a pair of halflings wander out into the hallway. Excuse me?
Yes?
One of them will say to you in halfling, which is a light lilting kind of pigeon common, which sounds kind of like, which of course in halfling translates to, oh, thank God, another one. Do you know exactly where the dining car is? Particularly the one with the desserts. We have a roommate who definitely could use some sweetening.
Oh, really? Oh. Well, I'm actually heading to the dining car myself.
Do you mind if we come with you?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm Tilda, and this is Zeke.
I'm Very.
Very? Oh, that's a pretty name. My cousin's name is Very. Is it Veritrix?
Yes.
Ah, Veritrice. But still, the root's the same.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Veritrix, I've got quite a lot of money for dessert food, she says, holding up a gold coin.
Question, Kelly. Did they leave the door open?
No, they shut it.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Well, let's go see what we can find.
That'd be great. Let's get right fat.
Well, I can't get too fat, but...
Nonsense. What's the point of being a halfling unless you can get quite the food baby?
Well, I mean, guess I do wear a corset for a reason.
Exactly. Hold it in. Maybe it'll go up into you. Anyway, let's get going.
I think they're fine.
Nothing a little cake wouldn't help.
That's fair.
Meanwhile, as you head off to go grab some food in the finer reaches of the car, you will receive a rap on your door. Excuse me.
Yes.
Train attendant. Might I interrupt? I just have a brief announcement to make.
Of course.
The door will slide open, and a human man with a goatee, with a Van Dyke mustache, rounding his rather dark skin. Looks like he's probably a Kokan or from somewhere in the Eastern Isles. Enters and smiles at you, very bright, very charming, a very friendly face on this man. And they only hire the friendliest people to work on these cars. And just letting you know that the dinner service shall be starting in approximately 30 minutes. If you would like, I am more than happy to allow a pre-order so that you may have any coffee, tea, beverages waiting for you the moment that you sit down. Your reservation, of course, Miss Belmont and Miss Leiden, Cleric Leiden, has been held, but should you like anything, please merely sign the clipboard by the door and leave it on the other side of the door for me, and I will make certain that you have the best service known.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Thank you.
Remember, if you need anything at all, Cleon is here to serve you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. If there is anything else, please don't hesitate, and that includes, I do not wish for you to be bored. If you would like any in-cabin entertainment, we do have a selection of greatest hits from various classics, as well as recorded medium, wax discs, as well as pictures, the moving variety.
Oh, that
There-
sounds interesting.
Yes, there's an old one that we have called, what is it? Curse of the Goblin Queen, I believe. It's quite entertaining.
Leiden, what do you think?
Sure. I mean, this is gonna be a long trip, isn't it? So
That is true. I'm
Might as well
almost
try something
already
new.
through my first book.
I will find you another along the lines of what you filled out in the library.
Wonderful.
Now.
Thank you.
At your leave, ladies. He shuts the door and heads off to fulfill your wishes.
Claudette's going to bounce up and grab that clipboard and start filling it in.
Now it has all sorts of
She
coffee,
wants
tea,
tea.
espresso beverages. There's tea lattes. There are mixed teas coming out of I believe there's like a matcha latte coming out of Rannoch, as well as
try that.
it's
Yeah, she's
pretty-
going to point at that and be like, "Ooh, didn't oh, who was it talking about that at school? They said it was quite good though. Let's try that.
Yeah, let's give it a try.
All right,
Ooh.
so you'll be
And let's
able to.
do a coffee for afterwards."
Oh, that'd be from Shafun, actually. Shafun or Owari are the ones who do green tea. So, Shafun green tea latte, absolutely. They also have a dessert selection as well. And as you sign the clipboard and just initial at the bottom, it's all inclusive with your ticket. You actually don't have to leave your train car. There's a little sliding, almost like a lazy Susan type of compartment that just you flip a switch and it arounds to the outside.
Clever.
Claudette is curious as hell, so she's going to open the door and go out to put it on to be able to look up and down without being totally weird and be like, "Is there anybody else around she can talk to?"
Yeah, let's find out.
Leiden's gonna be like reading a book, but also just like keeping an eye on her out of the corner of her eye, just be like,
As you are standing in the hallway, a tall figure will kind of loom directly in front of you. Now, unlike the other train cars, the luxury train cars only have a single row of cabins and a left-facing, if you're facing the front of the train, a left-facing aisle hallway that you have to pass. Quite large, but in the previous ones there are cars on both the left and the right, but your car is large enough that it could fit probably 8 people comfortably. And as you're looking out, the windows in the hallway are broad and brimmed with this blue royal curtains. Blue being the Imperial House's color, and an immense figure is standing looking out as light floods in from the outside. It is a huge, well, a dragonborn standing there, bright silver scales reflecting blue in the light.
Okay, well, if Claudette happens to meet his eyes when she sees him, she'll just smile and wave.
He'll turn and look at you and nod his head. He's wearing a very simple but expensive tunic and leather breeches. Very similar to, say, basically a $200 t-shirt and pair of leather pants. His arms are covered in tattoos and bangles that have been carved into his scales. His horns are decorated with all manner of rings and jewelry, and you can see that he's definitely wearing a touch of eyeliner.
Okay.
As well, and he turns.
So
and
he kind of does the nod, sort of bows type thing.
Yeah, he will.
She'll do the tiny tuck your foot behind your other foot and do the little bob curtsy.
The fact that you can do that with such little space in this hallway says a lot about you.
And in high heels.
Have you ever seen something so beautiful? He gestures outside as you see the light of Crucible reaching up into the heavens.
I actually hadn't seen that one before. I've been over on Zetrovia for the last while.
How did you miss this heading to Zetrovia? You must have gone out through the south.
We may have passed it during the day, so I wouldn't have exactly noticed it. It seems rather more magnificent at this moment, though.
Oh, it does. It does indeed. The entire empire powered by magic from the earth.
It's quite the feat.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Oh?
How much is down there? How much?
That's true. You'd have to be careful so that it doesn't... If you went too far, too fast, and if there was a large reservoir, you wouldn't want an explosion. She kind of looks off, just... Huh. I hadn't thought of
He'll
that.
lean in and say, actually, Miss Belmont, it's happened before.
Oh, really?
Yes. Last time, according to official records, 300 inmates perished in the explosion.
Oh, that's awful.
Is it? No one goes there without a crime. And no one goes there to be, well, no one goes to the Crucible to survive. They go there to be punished.
I suppose.
I mean, most of them are Cataganian. The old Zetrovian Liberation Army is there. What do I know? I'm just a musician.
Does he have any crests or anything about him that would make him identifiable? He obviously knows who I am based on
a lucky roll, actually. So he will have a simple logo on the side of his coat, and it says in Draconic.
Which I happen to read.
Do you? Okay.
Yes.
So it looks...
She's well read.
Basically, this is the equivalent of, like, do you know how metal album covers kind of look like someone threw a bunch of sticks on the ground to form the letter of their names?
Yeah.
Right? It kind of looks like that in Draconic, these, like, huge, almost like Daedric-style letters that are like jagged knives carved.
He's a pop star.
He's a pop star, and the name literally translates as Hot Toddy.
Okay.
like the beverage. But in Draconic, it sounds way cooler. It's like, I think it translates into common as like burning libation. But it's literally the Draconic word for hot toddy.
All right.
Which is what we're going to call it. We just, whenever we say hot toddy, we're using the Draconic for hot toddy. Okay? But you can make me a history roll to know if you've heard of that band before.
That's 14.
Yeah, you've probably heard of them. You might have heard them in your school in Zetrovia. They're okay. They're kind of a punk band. So a lot of underground stuff. They seem like they'll be good the moment they sell out and get a continuous sound. Or a contiguous sound. But right now, they're still in that awkward phase. Where they're just kind of like trying to still stick it to the man and not accept their money. But they're right on that edge of selling out.
Okay.
Their next album's going to break. But apparently they're wealthy enough that they can ride in this car.
Apparently. Either that or he's just really into them.
It's true.
I don't think she's going to remark on it. She'll just notice and kind of file it away.
So what's bringing someone like you all the way out here? Heading to the capital?
Oh, yes.
Me too. I've got a gig. It's going to be quite wild.
Oh.
You should, if you're in Emrys for long, you should come by. We're going to be at the Black Hole.
Black hole. Okay.
It's a bit of a dwarven thrash club on the south side.
I've never been to anything like that.
Wear knee pads. It's gonna rock your world, doll.
Okay. Well, it was lovely to meet you. But
It was lovely to
book
meet
calls.
you too. Oh yeah, of course, of course.
And she will duck back in and then sit down with Leodin and just kind of... Oh my god.
Did you find something interesting?
There's you remember seeing who was it who had them? That album. The heck was it? It was
Hot toddy?
Dramar had it. Remember Dramar? One of the other students.
Vaguely.
Anyways, it was that draconic punk band or something. I think that was one of the members. But he said if we were in Emrys, we should go to the show. However, I don't think it really sounds like something I would go to. I always said yes to be polite, but...
Well, I have a feeling we'll probably not be available.
No, probably not. I didn't want to say where we were actually going because I don't know
Yeah.
how much. I don't think we should shout jobs off to the rooftops, per se.
Generally speaking, no. That's not a good idea.
You made some comment about knee pads, though. It was very weird. I don't understand.
Knee pads.
Yeah.
Like,
Apparently the show's just that good you need knee pads. I don't know why. Like,
I've heard that
are they,
in some
do they go so
concerts-
crazy they knock you over?
Yeah, maybe.
Very odd.
Before long, you will have a luxurious meal with all the drippings and trimmings. A beautiful sautéed rabbit served with a cold asparagus soup with a bit of truffle on top of it. It's going to be a quite a sumptuous fare served alongside your beverages of choice as well as complimentary wine or spirits or fortified wines. It's quite enjoyable. And at the end of it, you'll be given several other books to read through, as well as a series of Magic Eye videos to play on your viewing window. And true enough, the Curse of the Goblin Queen, or whatever it ends up being called, is overacted B-movie schlock. You feel like you've heard of this one before, but...
Isn't this one a classic?
No,
I'm not sure.
No one even knows how old it is. For that reference, sidebar, tune to generic fantasy setting, The Shards of Nerd, episode 1. Sorry, I have to have those comic book sidebars, guys. And if you got that reference, you win a no prize. Oh, I miss you, Stan. All right, so.
I got that reference.
I'm glad you got that reference. All right, so you have a good couple of days. Your trip through Emrys has a very brief layover, long enough for you to pick up a t-shirt, to be able to feel yourself going through the outskirts of the mechalith that is this immense city of stone and marble and steel and technology. The beauty of the train system that roams around it, the fleet of skyships that hangs in the air outside of town in the airfields, the glistening towers and spires of the Capitol building, and of course, the palace. They glow on the dawn as you arrive. But after a short layover, you're all crowded back in, and begin the long, long trek from Emrys to Baelia. Now, it's only about another day to get there, and you spend the time doing what you must. It's enjoyable enough. You find that some of your roommates, if you have them, are a bit more chatty than not, or a bit more pleasant. It's fairly relaxing. If there's anything anyone wants to do specifically in this time, you can let me know, but otherwise it's just you're spending a day on a train. If you've ever done that in real life, it's you don't do much.
It's a ton of fun.
You take books.
It is, if you read a lot, and if you're in Japan, you order a lot of bentos.
Or listen to music or something.
Yeah.
I actually found that as I got tired and dehydrated, I could not keep reading because it was making me motion
See,
sick.
that's not how it works with me, but yes, Amy?
Yeah. Well, I want to know, how long is this trip supposed to take? And is this train designed to have little sleeping, like have the chair, sleeping,
Oh, you have beds.
napping? Perfect. Leon's going to take a nap.
No, you can sleep the entire time very comfortably.
Still
You have
gonna
full beds.
sleep. Fantastic.
As long as Claudette lets you.
The
Yeah.
other cars, so the business cars have these basically like futon beds with pull across drapes and set in a bunk style. So I'm pretty sure Vary's on the top bunk for room.
That makes sense.
The honeymooning couple in Ivy's room are halflings, so they can easily share a single bed, which means that there is a vacant bed. And the other person in that room is a human female in her 40s who is sleeping on the bottom rung, probably beneath... Well, would you be up high or down low, Ivy?
Probably low, because that's what she's used to in her cell. I mean, bedroom.
Yes. Stop it, Harry.
So she's probably doing that. Also, I'd like to say if there's the door or the curtain, Ivy will have memorized and destroyed the dossier that she was given.
Sounds good. Sounds good. That's not a problem at all. And then, of course, Talfrin and Dirk, you end up just having to, like, sit and sleep eventually on each other. It is hot and sweaty, and occasionally someone will illegally crack one of the windows, which spits a bit of freezing air from the velocity of the train into the car before someone comes through and goes, "What are you doing? Don't you know that's bad for the lightning reactor?" and slams the window. "Don't do it again or else there'll be a caning for you." Type of thing.
Sounds nice while it lasted.
Yeah, it really was. The trip to Baelia is uneventful. Baelia is a beautiful, as it's known, city in the center of an immense lake, right before entering on to the Venn Baelia plains. It's one of the last and furthest vestiges of old Emrys, the old empire before the expansion. And it looks it. It's not terribly tall, but very spread out and full of these old architectural marvels that remind you of where the empire came from. Lots of buildings with ornate mosaics and canal boats moving along the waterways. The train itself goes and pulls into station along an immense archway. An old aqueduct that had been repurposed. It's beautiful. And as you pull in, the old water collection in the aqueduct spits and vaporizes as the lightning that holds the train slightly aloft surges in. There's not much of a layover. People getting on and off. A few cars being detached. Not many people want to head out to the coast with the active war zone there. The 100 cars drop down to the point where there's only 80. And as you are wandering around, can I get everybody who is in the not executive suites to just make me a perception roll and tell me if anybody gets super high?
19.
19. 6. Okay. Ivy, you're muted?
17.
17, okay. As you pull into the station at Baelia, some 2 days later, Very, you were awakened by the sound of pulling into the station. On the lower bunk across from you, actually, on the bunk beneath you, I should say, the old dwarf is sleeping. You only pull into the station for about 30 minutes before departing again. Do you do anything, Very?
If I see he's asleep when we pull in, I'll try and wake him up.
His shoulder is stiff and cold when you touch it.
Damn it! Why does this keep happening to me? And she'll go try and find a train attendant.
As you open the door, there's one directly outside. A woman with short-cut hair and a broad chin turns to look at you.
Excuse me.
Oh, yeah. How can I help you?
My co-passenger in here who is supposed to be getting off at the stop is...
Oh. Just a minute. I'll go get a stretcher.
Yeah.
It takes about 10 minutes, but the attendants will come and gently remove him, taking him into the station. He made it home. In one way or another. However, in the kerfuffle of taking this passenger off, you can hear the whistle saying, "All aboard! All passengers on the platform, please move on to the train!" And as you are watching them take him out, they bump into somebody as they leave the train car, stepping onto the platform. A tall man dressed in a long coat with a wide-brimmed hat curled up at the sides is bumped into. "Hey, watch it." Kind of grumbles at them. Sorry, sir. Just trying to remove... Yeah, well, you be careful. And as he turns, you'll notice that his hand moves in a strange fashion. As he's kind of bumped into bodily by the stretcher, and kind of pulls back and tucks something into his pocket. Sir, can I get your ticket?" One of the attendants says, standing by the doorway. "Yeah, sure, right here." Hands him the ticket. The attendant, not one of the ones carrying out the stretcher, looks at it and says, "Oh, okay. Absolutely. So that's going to be car 49 4D. Pardon me. Actually, I think it's 59 9A. It's 59 9A, if that's what I should have said. Thank you kindly. He tips his hat and steps onto the train. What do you do, Very? It's kind of hard to see this man. He's also wearing a bit of a scarf around his face that covers the lower part of his jaw. You can see that his skin is dark and a slightly grayish hue to it. It's hard to tell in the shadow of the hat. It's not like you have dark vision.
She's just going to head back into her room and sit up on her bunk.
After the train begins moving again, an hour later, the door will slide open, and this man will walk inside of your room. "Ma'am," he says, tipping his hat.
Hello.
I hope you all don't have a problem, but I've acquired this here bed for the remainder of the trip. If I won't be too much of a disturbance to you, just making it out to the coast. And with that, he'll just move over and settle into the bed that a corpse was laying on an hour ago.
Jesus.
Can you make me a perception roll?
Yes, I can.
Please, please.
18?
As he tips his hat to you, you're going to be able to see that he has a very broad, strong face. It's not unhandsome so much as it is rough and slightly a bit too strong, I guess. His jaw's a bit too flexed beneath the beard that hugs the side of his chin. His mouth doesn't open entirely when he speaks, almost like he's just trying to do in a draw. But as you look at him, you can see that the skin tone, the grayish of his flesh is... You're pretty sure he's wearing a lot of makeup. And as he tips his hat to you, you'll be able to see one of his gloves that he's wearing on his hands is fingerless, and you'll see the dark green skin of one thumb, where the flesh-colored paint has worn off. This man's at least a half-orc, and doesn't feel like sharing that detail. As he slides in, you'll hear the unmistakable sound of gun metal bouncing on his thigh underneath that long leather coat.
On noticing that some of what you said, his thumb had worn off a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like it was painted and then like just it had worn off from, I guess, use. I mean, that's the seal your paint. Seal your paint.
Yeah. So I guess as they mentioned that, and as we are talking a little bit about that, she notices that. She's just gonna kind of look at him and just, glance down at her thumb and kind of point at it, where his paint is worn off. She's gonna do like a subtle, and then look up again.
What can I say? Mom always said I was good with plants.
I mean, it looks that way. Whereabouts are you headed to the coast?
I'm just trying to see where I can go. Making it out to, hopefully, Cowstall. Heading up north. You got some work up there. How about yourself, little lady?
Terranel myself.
Oh, Terra now.
Got a military contract up there.
You look a little small for the military. Let me guess, shock trooper?
No, I'm very good at fixing things.
Very good at fixing things.
Yes.
I guess small hands are good for that.
They really are. Although, And she at that point she'll look down, and is it like an obvious is it obvious that he's carrying a firearm under his coat, or
Let me
can
check
you just
real quick.
hear it?
You can just hear it if you can kind of see a bulge on his hip.
And she'll kind of look down and be like, yeah, but sometimes some things can be hard to find in my size, and you know, rifles and such.
I see. I would be unfortunate. Y'all can probably make one, though.
Oh, I can. Well, I've tried. It hasn't worked yet, but I'm working on it. It takes a lot of effort, actually.
I guess the trick is trying to balance out the ratio of saltpeter and the propellant behind the actual lead.
Did you actually make your own, or?
Huh. Yeah. Yeah, I learned from somebody.
Kelly, are we alone in the?
At the moment,
cabin?
yes. At the moment, yes. It's just the two of you in there. The honeymooning human couple has vacated for the time being.
That's what I figured. I mean, she'd probably bring it up anyways, but I figured because the way he was talking that they were probably out of there. She's gonna be like, oh, that's really cool. I've been really trying to, but so far I haven't quite gotten it just yet. But I'm hoping soon. And then I just need to learn how to use them properly.
Oh, shit, that ain't hard. You just point and click.
Oh, really? That sounds really cool. I have a distinct interest in things that go boom.
Well, Missy, I think you and I are going to get along just fine. And he'll kind of smile at that point. And that's where you're going to see that when he actually opens his mouth, he does have the very, very beginning of some tusks at the bottom. They're more just like prominent canines than anything, but definitely a big splash of orc blood inside of this man.
Fair enough. Okay. So yeah, I think she'll probably just keep going until somebody walks into the room.
And you'll talk for a few minutes, and then the honeymooning couple will come in, half drunk and like stumbling through the door. The wife will, who's this? Yeah, who are you? I remember you used to be a dwarf. Yeah, I got better and taller. Nice to meet you. I'm Zeet. Hey, the pleasure's all. The pleasure's all. Yours, he says, and his wife pinches his ass at that point, and they're both going to giggle and head over to the little foldy bed and pull the. Nice to meet you, Zeet, and. Whoosh.
Which, on that note, my name's Very.
Pleasure to meet you, Very.
And you as well.
Glad you and I have an understanding.
It's better than not.
You ain't kidding.
Especially when you're my size.
Especially when you're my size. If you don't mind, I haven't slept in about 2 days. And this naughty, bumpy-ass mattress is feeling like a touch of heaven.
Well, you have a good sleep. I'm gonna go grab something to eat.
Huh. Have a good one. And he's going to pull the curtain and lay down and take a nap. And the rest of you, it's a good couple of days before you'll be making it to Aldare. As you're moving across from Baelia, which is more lakeland, and starting to touch in Venn Baelia, the wide, great plains of Venn Baelia. It's beautiful here. Flatland as far as the eye can see. Giant stalks of weed and wheat as high as an elephant's eye. And that's not just a phrase. As you're passing through some of the smaller towns, riding the lightning rail along the old lines, pushing deeper into this territory that not so many hundreds of years ago belonged to independent lands. You can see several Loxodon farmers standing by, kind of wiping the sweat off their gray brows, looking over at the train as it lightnings by. Loxodons being humanoid elephants, that is, in case you weren't aware of that. These giant elephant men watching as they continue to move and pilot their threshers. These giant automated row workers that plow entire fields in a quarter of the time. Christine, you have a question?
I just wanted to say that because we are on this train and it's taking a long time, I would use Find Familiar.
Okay.
During this time period. And I believe I would like it to take, I think, the shape of a hawk.
A hawk. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a 1 hour spell, and it is a ritual cast.
Okay, that sounds great. So you'll be doing that right as we get to this part of the episode. So as you are calling out to this creature, you summon it just as you are passing into the northern lands of Venn Baelia, the wide ancient plain. And as you do, you are going to hear this tremendous well, actually, where is it? I don't know where my hawk gun is, but it's somewhere. So this hawk scream will echo, and you will see this in the distance. Dark thunderclouds writhing across the plains in the distance, casting shadows upon the golden wheat. And there you will see the shape. It's a speck at first, a black dot that slowly widens, and then quickly a hawk appears out of nowhere almost, scrabbling at your window, which is easily openable. They trust you.
I will open it and let it in. I'm thinking it's kind of one of like the little ones, like the Merlin type hawks.
And can I get a perception roll?
Yes.
Quick question. Has Claudette cast this before, I guess, is what I want to know.
Nope, this is first time.
Okay. So,
I think she would have warned you.
Okay.
Because it takes a freaking hour, and it takes a lot of incense and a buzz.
Mm-hmm.
You can make me a perception roll too if you're in the room.
Yes.
That is 19.
Same.
That's funny. You watch that little speck approach the window. But as you're looking out the window, more specks. But they're moving like fleas across the plains. The way that fleas jump is almost the height of a room sometimes. These shapes catapulting themselves from the wheat stalks hundreds of feet into the air and crashing down again. And they're getting bigger.
Okay, Claudette, do you see that?
Yeah.
Can I try and figure out what they might be? Do I have any idea?
Yes, you may. You can make me a history roll real quick or an insight roll.
Yeah, I think
do
Claudette's
insight.
gonna do the same. She's gonna kind of go, what is that?
Ooh.
25.
Holy crap.
16 on history.
16 on history? Those are you forget the exact name for them, but giant insectoid steeds. Those are grasshopper mounts, the size of horses, larger, in fact. Those are Veltkin tribesmen.
Huh.
And that, you will immediately know, Leiden, is not a good thing.
No. We need to... I'm assuming they're coming at us to attack us, and we need to sound an alarm?
There are hundreds heading the direction of the train that plummets along the tracks. What do you do?
Is there an alarm system in the train at all?
There's a call button.
Yeah, I'm a call that.
The door will open less than a minute later as Cleon... yes, ladies, Cleon is here to help you.
You may have noticed out the window there seems to be something approaching rather fast.
He immediately will pull his whistle out from his vest and blow into it. At that point, the entire train's lighting is going to change. The overhead lighting, these magical orbs that are casting this bright white light down on all of you, suddenly go whoom and turn red. A voice will begin to echo all the way into steerage. Attention, attention. Do not be alarmed. Everything is under control. Brace for sudden stop. And can I get everybody to make me a strength check?
Oh, great.
Do we have an advantage from knowing this was about
Yes,
to happen?
you'll have advantage. Everyone else will not. I will give Talfrin advantage though, because they're so crammed in.
Oh, not 20.
15.
And
That's a
2.
22.
oh no!
Okay.
Ivy's gonna fall out of her bunk or something.
Okay. So, Ivy, you're going to take 6 points of damage.
Ouch. Okay.
And Zeet is going to take 4 points of damage. And Dirk is going to take 2 points of damage as the train suddenly comes to a stop.
Kelly,
I got
Yeah.
a not natural 20.
Not natural 20?
what kind of damage did I take?
You got a 10?
Yeah.
You are going to take only 1 point of damage.
Oh, okay.
The train is going to stop. Now, obviously not immediately, but faster than it should. Normally, a train of this size takes roughly a mile to slow down to a stop, but this speed is even above that. Still, the train manages to slow itself in less than a mile as all of its electrical magic begins to pull and reverse, repolarizing itself and pushing backwards as quickly as it can. The train is going to start to bend, and all of you are going to feel this thing is magnetized to the tracks by the electric energy pulsing through it. But even then, it's going to begin to start crisscrossing as the sudden stop makes parts of the train jump track and begin to fold in on itself. If you fail your roll, so Mike, Very is going to be pitched just kind of against the wall and is going to just kind of like bang her head a little bit. Zeet is going to be fired up into the ceiling and bounce to the floor going, son of a bitch! Very, you as well are going to be thrown out of your compartment and against the window, which is going to shatter as you hit it. And you are going to see these...
Did you mean Ivy? Not
I
Very?
didn't mean Ivy. I didn't mean
Yeah,
Ivy.
okay,
Who did I
cool.
say? I say Very?
You said Very, yeah.
I'm like, I get thrown around again?
I was like,
So,
I'm
sorry.
pretty sure. It's okay.
So you are going to be thrown into the window, cracking it, and you'll see your blood begin to paint the side of it. And as you do, looking on the outside, you see dozens upon dozens upon dozens of these strangely garbed humanoid figures riding these tremendous grasshoppers. Each of them are wearing these strange facial masks that almost kind of look like World War I gas masks. What are you doing?
I was wondering if at that point, if I'm bleeding and took damage, I was wondering if I could make a little cheat and activate my blade with my hemocraft.
Sure, you may.
Because I already took the 6 points of damage, so it's like, what? And she's seeing that, she's gonna get ready for a fight, so she would probably activate her blade at that
All right.
point.
Sounds good. As you do that, you can just go ahead and you're already bleeding. What does that look like? Describe it for me.
So, what happens is the kind of like, where would you think she got hit? On her forehead or on her arm or something? Where's this bleed? Where is
Forehead
the
for
bleeding?
sure. It's
Forehead
dripping.
for sure. Okay, so she'll kind of like, rip off a piece of like cloth, try and dab it on her thing, and then she will, because usually she like ignites it on her like arm or something.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's bleeding from her head, what she'll do is kind of like pour it over her blade, and as the red drops kind of hit the metal surface of the blade, it suddenly kind of ignites with electricity and it kind of turns into this lovely kind of glowing crackle, which I kind of picture as like purple energy, and it's gonna just ignite with lightning damage.
Beautiful. I love it. Can I get everyone to roll me initiative real quick?
Yes.
Oh, good job, Z.
And would Ivy know about these things?
You
At
can,
all?
As a bonus action, anybody can make me a history roll. Also, hello, chat. Good to see everybody here tonight. I hope you guys are having fun, because I'm about to have some fun.
17.
On knowledge, you know that there are disparate bands of tribal raiders that exist across the Great Plains. Normally, not in this number, though. This is a big raid for some reason. Then again, maybe you're transporting something valuable. This is an 80-car train. What's that? You hearing that too?
Fireworks sounding?
Weird. Okay, so initiative rolls. Why don't we go ahead? Anybody have above 20? Nobody? Oh, damn. Okay, so Zeet it is. All right, above 15.
19.
17.
18.
Okay, that's easy. So 19 is very... You said 17, Robin?
No, I
18.
did.
Okay, so then it's Ivy, then it is Claudette. Okay, what did you get, Leiden and Talfrin? Okay.
6.
10 and 6, okay.
6.
Okay, so that means we've got Dirk, Talfrin, enemies,
Amazing.
and Leiden is there to heal everybody after the fact.
Yep.
Okay.
We're all gonna die.
Okay, so at this, Zeet's gonna hit the ground and go, son of a bitch! Twice? Really? You want to learn to point and click?
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
He reaches into his long leather boot and is going to pull out a small holdout pistol. It's got 3 shots. Don't miss. And is going to toss it up to you. You are going to have a small pistol to use for this combat, Very.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure you're proficient in it.
Yes.
All right, and with that, it's time to swap to this song.
Jesus, did somebody forget like when New Year's was? And just had this huge stock? Like, it's still going.
Is it really?
It's been going for a
Yeah.
good 2 minutes now. Like, constant pops.
All right, so Very, what do you do?
All right. So I guess we're all still in the train. So
You're all still on the train.
I guess she'll try and go to make her way out of the train, or
Your windows will open if you want. Actually, I'm gonna switch back to the other song. The other song was way cooler.
yeah,
Yeah, it's way
yeah,
cooler.
that's so cool. Yeah, she'll pop the window open. And is anybody in range yet?
So as you are saying that, you are going to see at least a dozen of these long strider grasshopper mounts leap to the sky going as their wings expand to grace their fall. And then suddenly the train is going to like start to sandwich up as it does, all of the sides moving in like an accordion. And that's the point that they begin to land on the side of the train. You'll hear cars next to you shriek as windows shatter as these giant mounts land. One of them lands nearby. What do you do?
Oh, I'm gonna point and click.
Okay, go ahead and make me an attack roll.
Okay. Ooh. That's gonna be a 16.
16 is going to be a hit. So are you aiming for the mount or the rider? Which is, like I said, is honestly kind of picture Tusken Raiders. Is an easy way to say this, but those type of lensed masks
okay.
with the breathing apparatus, tubes leering in, or like leaning into these hard-shelled back suits that they're wearing. Each of them armed with a pike dripping with venom. And
She's gonna aim at the rider.
okay, sounds good. Pull the trigger. Give me your damage, please.
Coming right up. Wow, that was screwed up.
Could have been worse.
Could have been worse. All right. All right,
There we
and
go.
that is that. So that is going to be.
Oh, and you're rolling a d8 for this gun.
A D8? Okay.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Let me just change that. All right. So that's going to be 10 damage.
All right, 10 damage.
10
you
10
are
piercing.
All right, you're going to fire directly into the side of that one, and he's going to scream into his mask. And I'm going to use a reaction. And can I get you and Zeet to make me a dex save?
Yep. Coming right up.
Aw, shit. Zeet, really?
Oh no. Did Zeet fail bad?
He botched.
I got 17.
17. Okay. So you're gonna
Poor
take
Zeet.
2 points of poison damage.
Ow.
As you open the window to do this, the rider is going to slam their spurs into the side of the grasshopper mount. This insectoid mount's going to turn and vomit slime into the chamber, which is going to suddenly turn sticky and web-like. It is all over Zeet. And Zeet's going to take another, 4 points of damage? Well, could be worse. All right. Meanwhile, in your cart, Ivy, one of these giant creatures, boom, slams into the side of the car and leers down at you. What do you do?
Is it inside the thing or just against the
It's
window?
against the window right now, which is cracked. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna use my reaction to make a roll against the window real quick. 1 sec.
Okay.
All right. So as this happens, the creature is going to slam into the side of your car, grasping onto the sides, and you'll see spurs slam into the side of the thorax of the grasshopper mount, which is going to slam one of its mandibles into the side of the window, splintering it a bit more. It doesn't give yet, not yet, but soon. What do you do?
Okay. Can I open it, or is it getting damaged, so it can't be opened?
It can be opened, but it honestly, if you open it, it'll probably break anyway.
Okay, cool. So then Ivy's gonna hold an action until that thing kind of breaks through the window, and she's gonna be holding her scimitar in one hand, but she's gonna reach out and pull out her crossbow with the other, and just kind of hold a crossbow ready to go to shoot once the window breaks open. And she's gonna turn to the people in her cabin and be like, "Stay safe, back away, I've got this."
Don't forget that shooting at point blank range is disadvantage with ranged weapons.
Shoot. Okay, then
You can draw it just in case it moves away.
that's true.
Then
I was thinking of yeah, I guess it's not 30 feet away in the cabin.
Yeah, it is not. It's just right in front of you in the window. So you can back away without it provoking an attack of opportunity because you have a surface between you.
Yeah.
Or,
Would I be able to back away?
Your sword, so when it.
Yeah. I was picturing I was farther back, but you're right. I was thrown against the window.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I was against the window, then Ivy would just have the sword ready for as a reaction from the
Sounds
window
good.
breaks. Just stabby stab.
All right. Meanwhile, Claudette, one of them is going to leap up, and you're going to see this giant grasshopper face lean down and peer into your car, going, kind of making these clicking noises, I can't do it, but you guys get the idea. What would that sound like? What would
I'm imagining
yeah, that's it.
100-time larger cicada.
Basically, its large, bulbous eyes glow slightly red as they look into your car.
Our window's open still, isn't it?
Your window is still open unless you shut it, yes.
Well, I'm right there, so this is looking at me. So, Tasha's Caustic Brew, thank you very much.
Oh no! What's the bit of rotten food you're using?
I think a bit of rotten apple, because those don't stink too bad.
That's
Which
true.
would have a little bit in a pouch, specifically
Sounds
for
good.
this.
All right, so do I have
Probably-
a save, or is this an attack?
I think a waxed leather pouch, probably to try and keep the smell contained.
Sounds good. All right, so this creature looks in the side, and what do you do?
Okay, so I cast that.
Sounds good.
And it's a stream of acid that emanates from me in a line 30 feet long and 5 feet wide in a direction I choose, so out the window.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and do it where I'm casting like with my hand like in the window sort of thing, so it casts outwards and doesn't really hit stuff inside.
Sounds good.
Each creature in the line must succeed a dex saving throw or be covered in acid.
Okay, so that's just going to be this guy. That is a 2.
Okay, he does not. I don't even have to go check my save for that one.
I'm pretty sure that a 2 is gonna win.
Okay.
That was
so he's
almost
covered,
cocked too, so you got lucky.
So he's covered in acid for the spell's duration. This is a con spell.
Does that sicken him as well?
1 sec, let me just get through the description. I've never used this one before. So it's covered for the spell's duration or until the creature uses its action to scrape or wash the acid off itself.
It doesn't have opposable
another
thumbs,
creature.
so that's difficult.
A creature covered in the acid takes 2d4 acid damage at the start of each of its turns.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give an animal handling roll. That is a fail. It is going to shriek and leap into the air as it starts to sizzle from the acid. And its rider is going to scream and be pitched from the saddle. Acrobatics roll. That is going to be... The rider is going to leap, trying to leap into your window, is going to... and is going to miss just in time to fall short and fall into the cloud of lightning energy that holds the train aloft, and you're just going to see a mist go...
Yeah, so I'm just going to keep holding this. This is a 1 minute duration spell.
Okay.
So that's...
So the line just keeps going out of you?
Yep.
Oh my god.
It's a con spell.
Oh my god.
So everything that enters that line must make a dex saving throw or be covered in acid that does not come off without scraping it.
That is ridiculous.
And they must spend an action to take it off or just keep taking damage.
So at that point, back in the lower car, the train is going to rattle violently and everyone is going to be pitched. There's going to be a shattering noise as one of these riders breaks into the side, and you can hear a voice through that helmet filter. Where are they? In thick, guttural common. At that point, your good buddy Dork is going to give you a look, Talfrin. Are we doing this?
Of course.
I'm a they. You looking for me, dipshit? Hey, look at me! Hey, look at me! Talfrin, you have advantage on your attack.
Amazing.
Talfrin, you're up. What do you do?
All right, I'm actually also going to try to rally.
Dirk is an official sidekick, I'll have you know.
Yes, Dirk is
I use the
so
sidekick
amazing.
rules.
Talfrin's gonna try to rally the people around him.
Okay.
Because he's in a car full of lots of other people, and there ought to be someone who's scrappy, warrior, fighty.
Sounds good. I'll let you do that as your bonus
gonna-
action and still attack if you want.
I would love to. I was just gonna like social like flavor that.
All
but-
right, do it. Let's hear it. I want to hear it.
Warrior. Ooh, okay. Warriors, fighters, scrappers. This is our moment. We have to fight, or something like that. He'd be
Give me
way
a persuasion roll.
better. Oh, I wasn't expecting this.
Is it something along the lines of like man up?
Yeah, fortify.
Fortify. Man up.
Kind of
Person up.
thing. Person up.
Person up.
All right. Not on my attack roll, so just this one. 10.
10? Okay. I'll say, let me see. Okay. A couple of people will go. I've been waiting for a fight. Yeah, me too. The
Right
woman,
on.
the old drooling grandma is going to look up. I'm gonna bibbity bobbity blow these fuckers away.
Yes.
And you're gonna see like green arcane energy starting to glow out of her eyes.
Amazing. To seal the deal, I'm going to start raging.
Okay. You cannot and still attack.
Oh, right.
Because you used your
Okay.
bonus action to do
I
this.
used my bonus action. Never mind.
You did.
Never mind. I'm just gonna attack.
Go ahead. You have advantage.
I'm gonna go. Let's go.
Okay. So you can break through the
Oh.
window, and the guy broke through the window, so you can try to attack him pretty easily. What is your roll?
15.
That is a hit.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, you're level 2. Things are a little easier right now.
Right.
Because you're used to playing like level 14.
Alright. I am.
All right.
We're actually, yeah. Yeah, let's go. 7 plus my strength is 11. 11.
11. Okay. Oh, damn, really? Okay.
Yeah.
How does this look? So this guy is leaning in to where he's smashed open with this glowing pike that's dripping with venom, and he starts, "Where are they?"
I have my great sword. So he's gonna be like, back off, and just like shoves the
stab.
great sword through the window into his face or whatever is happening.
Right, it goes right into the base of his mask, twisting, and you'll actually see that your blade comes out the other side. And as you twist your sword back out, a splurt of blood is going to splash the old woman in the face as this rider's head falls off. It is going to tumble back. The grasshopper mount, confused, is going to leap into the air and fly away. The body's still strapped in. I think that was good. At that point, Ivy, the one in front of you, is going to crash through the window. Can you go ahead and make me your attack roll?
I can certainly. 1 second. That is gonna be a 21 to hit.
Nice. And are you attacking the rider or the hopper?
What would have realistically? What would have been more?
Both are within reach. So
Okay,
the rider basically kicks the window open and is going to stab in with their other action.
Okay, I'm gonna go after the rider then.
Okay, so go ahead and make me an attack roll. You already did. It was
Alright.
21.
Yeah.
And roll me damage.
Sweet. D6 and then my right dice. Ooh, my right dice were nice to me. Almost max. So that's gonna be 10 piercing damage.
Ooh.
And then 3 lightning.
Okay. He slams through the window, or they slam through the window, coming at you with that pike that stretches and kind of bends a little as it reaches you, almost as if it's attuned to your presence. And as they go to slam the tip of this basically forked pike into the side of your ribs, you're going to dance to the side, deliver a beautiful cut to the side of the throat, and then the lightning damage is going to happen. The body convulses, swells, and you see the goggles, the glass lenses begin to fill with blood. And the creature slumps in the saddle. Meanwhile, on the other side, another one of them leaps up and slams into the side of the car where Zeet and Veri are. This one is going to take aim, turn, and speak in a rather strange language that I don't think Veri speaks. Veri, you speak Halfling, Common, and Elven, or Dwarven?
I think Halfling, Common, and Goblin.
Goblin, okay. So this is kind of almost like a derivative of Elven, not quite, but as this one lands, it looks down at where Zeet is kind of pinned to the ground, goes, and is going to raise a crossbow and take a shot. And damn, he's prone, so that's not good. I'm gonna... Okay, that was even worse. Okay, a crossbow bolt is going to fly across the room, slamming into Zeet, and I am going to activate my bloodthirsty trait and take a shot at you as well.
Okay.
Okay. That is going to be a hit, I'm pretty sure, at a 21.
No, Kelly, that's a miss.
Can you make me a con save, please?
Yep, coming up.
Okay, you are going to take 9 points of piercing damage.
I got a dirty 20 for
Dirty 20, you are not poisoned.
Okay.
As the bolt slams into the side of your arm, it's going to kind of pinch at your shoulder, and you are going to feel the barbs prick you as a very hot burning sensation is going to start to flood out into your veins.
And that was 9 points of damage, you said?
9 points of damage, but reflexively, you're going to be able to reach up and pull the bolt out before it actually manages to pump any more of the venom into you. As you do, it's going to just rip some of the flesh out. It's going to be quite gruesome. There's going to be a splash of blood, and also this green, pussy substance that was beginning to eat away at your flesh.
Ooh. Gross.
And that's going to be it for that guy. Meanwhile, up the front, another one of them is going to lunge out at where your train car is, Leiden and Claudette. However, that is a... Are you freaking... Wait, hold on. Let me check its dex. These things have a higher dex than that. Hold on. That is a... What was my save?
As a dex save... let me just go check my numbers real quick.
Was it 13?
Yeah. It is 13. Did you roll 12?
I rolled 12. Roll me damage. Well, because I'm going to be 100% with you. I don't have the stats for giant grasshoppers. I'm using giant ants for these guys but I looked down and I'm like, there's no way this thing only has a +1 dex. At least it has a +3 dex.
So the way it is worded
it's only
is
12.
it's at the start of each of the creature's turns.
I'm going to say that it jumped in direct range of where the line is.
Okay.
So I think this applies situationally. So go ahead and roll it right now, because it's basically the beginning of its turn. It leaped, so technically it's half acted.
So
but...
6.
Oh, damn it. Okay, so that's going to be an animal handling check. That's going to be a dice on the floor. Are you...
Not having a good night there?
Okay, so this grasshopper is going to land and go, ah! And jump away. Its rider is going to leap and tumble through your window, landing on the floor with a blade drawn. And is going to advance on you. He is to the, or they are to the right of your blast, so they're not going to have to worry about this. And they are done with their action. So, hey, that's fun. Top of the initiative order, Zeet.
Wait, what about me?
Oh, yeah, Leiden. Sorry, I marked you.
I haven't acted.
I marked you.
Why?
So this one starts advancing on the both of you with a long, serrated blade drawn.
Okay, so just to picture in our carriage, so Claudette's by the like near the window.
Yep, Claudette's like down here.
And then they're to the other side.
You're kind
and
of over here.
I'm further back, kind of. I think I'm closer to the door.
Yeah, I think you're like right here, and it's right here, and the hawk's right here. Oh, Claudette, please never forget that your hawk gets an action as well.
That's true. It does not get an attack, though.
It gets flyby attack, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't it?
It does not get an attack action.
Oh, it does not get flyby.
It very specifically says there is no attack action.
I still believe it gets aid another, though.
Yeah, it's mainly, for me, what it can do is stuff like deliver a touch spell.
I believe it
at
can
a
also...
distance.
Can it not fly by and scratch somebody to give you advantage on an attack? I believe that. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. But
in combat, it rolls its own initiative and acts on its own turn. So I forgot to do that. Familiar can't attack, but it can take other actions as normal.
Okay, so it probably
when your
can.
familiar is within 100 feet, you can communicate telepathically.
I think it probably can do aid another, but we'll talk about that for the future. Okay? Because you could use it.
Yeah, specifically says when you use a spell with a range of touch, your familiar can deliver the spell as long as it's within 100 feet of you.
I think if you're willing to put the familiar in combat, it can do the aid another action to give you advantage on attacks.
Okay, sure.
But
I should probably roll its initiative. I forgot about that.
You should, because I know that Chris uses that a lot for arcane tricksters to always give himself sneak attack.
I have to remind myself.
With advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't do that. But God, it's getting warm. Okay.
It is. I've got the window open. It's still quite hot.
So the attacker that's in the cabin that's approaching, has it taken any damage yet?
He has not.
No? Okay. Well, still gonna try this anyway. So I'm going to actually cast on Claudette. I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith to give her a bonus +2 to her AC.
Okay.
Just because, hey, that's a bonus action. And then I'm gonna shoot this thing with a crossbow bolt.
Okay, so it has a 16 for initiative.
16? Okay.
Where's my D8? There we go.
So that means that it's basically going to act on your turn, Claudette, because it's right after you.
Yeah.
Does a 14 hit?
14 hits?
Okay, and then it's going to take 8 points of piercing damage.
No, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so... All
and
right.
Christine, you noted that for Claudette, the +2 to AC?
Ooh.
Because I cast Shield of Faith on you.
Okay, so calling down the Orphan's Light, you
Oh.
Claudette. You slam into this one, and what do you hit? You're hitting with your mace?
I'm shooting with my crossbow.
Oh.
So I was standing further back.
That's true. So your crossbow bolt is going to
So-
catch them in the upper chest. They are going to snarl and raise their blade, but that's all they can do at this point. And now we are at the beginning of the round. Again, sorry about that before, Amy. The Hawk is not going to act because the Hawk was still getting used to things, okay? All right, back at the top of the initiative, Zeet is going to look down at where he's like pinned in with this goop. And another one has just landed and fired a crossbow bolt. He's pinned, he can't move, but he can still draw and fire. He is going to use, I believe it's called Thumb the Hammer. And thank God he has that. That is going to be a 26 to hit. And it's easy. Point and click. Fires 3 times in a rapid succession. As he does so, the grasshopper is going to take... Boop, boop, boop. Oh, wait, that was a 19, so that's a critical. Damn, son. Okay, so that's going to be... Let me reroll these. That's 24 points of explosive force damage. And the side of this thing's head is going to just erupt. Mandibles are going to fly everywhere, and it's going to hiss. Very, you're up.
So do we still have one?
He shot the grasshopper, so the rider is still holding on.
Okay. All right. She's gonna like super quickly look down and be like, now it's time for you to see something real fun. And she's gonna cast Chaos Bolt on this thing, on the rider, specifically.
Okay, go ahead.
So that is, let me just make that roll. So I think that's probably gonna be a hit with a 18.
That's definitely a hit. Roll me damage.
All right, here we go. I'm still getting used to rolling weird spells.
It's fair.
Alrighty, so that is going to be... let's go force damage on that.
Do you get to decide?
Yeah, I get to decide.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, and I don't think I add anything to that. No, I do not. So as she says that, she's going to just like point at this thing and just be like, Chaos Bolt, and push it out, and it is going to 4, 5, 6. It's going to take 7 points of force damage.
Okay, that's going to slam into it nice and hard. Not enough to take it out, but he's going to reel back on the reins as the grasshopper begins to, its brain starts leaking out of its now broken carapace, and it's and he's going to start rethinking his options as that force bolt slams into him, cracking the lenses of his eyes.
And as a bonus action on that, I'm going to command Crux to make an attack against him as well.
Okay, so go ahead.
All right, so that is going to be... as if I stop throwing dice all over my keyboard.
Unacceptable.
Highly. All right, so that's going to be ooh, Crux, way to go, buddy. That's going to be a 22 to hit.
22 to hit is a hit.
I hope so. And then that's going to be 6 force damage as this stupid looking little mechanical rabbit flies down from his little perch above the bunk and goes, and he goes, whee, poof.
Okay, that is going to knock the rider off of the mount. There's going to be a moment of, "Wah, Bruhini!" And the lightning tram just zorts it into a fine pink mist.
And then the bunny is just gonna like take point, like just behind Very's like left side.
Sounds fantastic. Meanwhile, in Ivy's car, Ivy, did another one just land, if I'm not mistaken? You're muted.
I know. I don't remember you narrating that,
All
but
right.
if there is one,
Another one leaps in the
great.
distance, raising and trying to fire into your car, seeing its brethren fall to the ground. That is going to be probably not a hit. That's going to be an 11 and a 12
Nope.
and hey, one of them is going to hit you. Yay!
Aw.
Okay. You are going to take 3 points of hit point damage as a crossbow bolt wings by your arm as a series of these jumpers rise and go firing 3 bolts into your car. 2 of them slam into the door behind you, one of them shattering the mirror at your back. Another one of them grazes by your cheek, freshening the blood on your face, and it's your turn. What do you do?
Sweet. Are they in stabbing range?
They're not in stabbing range. They're still outside of the car, kind of leaping toward it.
Outside of the car, leaping toward it. Okay. Then Ivy will.
I mean, you have your crossbow with one hand.
I was gonna say I was gonna pull out a crossbow and take a pew 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 pews. Well, one
Okay.
pew.
So go ahead, make me an attack roll.
Okie that's gonna be a 17.
That's a hit.
No, just kidding. That's a 21 to hit again.
Then it's not a hit. The 17 was a
Okay.
hit, the 21's not.
Okay.
Come on, I believe in you.
And then 8 points of piercing damage
Okay.
on one, and then the other one, she is going to. If they're actually not at the cart, she's going to cast this on the mount.
Just
Of
the
the other
casting
one.
only a bonus action?
Yes, it is a bonus action.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, my blood maledict is a bonus action.
Sounds good.
So I will cast the Curse of Bloated Agony, which I curse a creature that you can see within 30 feet of you to painfully swell until the end of my next turn. For the duration of this curse, the creature is disadvantaged on all strength and dexterity ability checks and suffers 1d8 necrotic damage if it makes more than one melee or range attack during his turn. So actually, no, I'll cast on the other rider.
Okay, sounds good. Do I get a save on that or it just works?
Nope. Nope, it just works. And if
All
I
right,
don't
you will
take
see the
damage
mask
unless I
begin to
amplify
get
it.
tight as, like, in the distance, you think you can see the viscous tissue of the eyeballs beneath the goggles begin to fill the glass as the creature underneath bloats. Meanwhile, back in Claudette's car, the serrated one reels back from the crossbow bolt fired by Leiden. And
Okay.
what do you do?
So he's within 5 feet of me then.
He is within 5 feet of you, yes.
Okay, so I am still casting Tasha's Caustic Brew out the window.
Okay,
I'm going to draw my rapier with the other hand,
okay,
initiate Blade Song, and attack.
okay. Yes, you may. All right, give me an attack roll.
Alrighty, I rolled a 19, so I think I'm going to hit.
Yep.
Okay, one sec, let me just
How do
see.
you... Okay, yep. Just describe it to the end. You got this.
Okay, so I think that is 6 damage.
Yep.
So she pulls out her fancy rapier, kind of swirls it, and then just stabs in perfect, like, full-out pose with, like, one hand out to the other
There's
side.
going to be the sound of breaking glass as your rapier just punches through one of the eye sockets of the mask. And it's going... You're going to pull it out. It's almost like putting a pin into a pin cushion and then pulling it out again. Just... The creature will turn to you with its serrated sword and then fall face first onto the floor. What does your hawk do?
Well, there's nothing more in here, so...
Your hawk will look around, and with hawk vision, is going to caw and look up.
Okay.
Do you look outside the car?
Yes.
As you do, you are going to see one of the clouds above you. And there are thick storm clouds in the airs. Some of these riders are leaping up 100 feet into the sky as they are jumping, trying to get on the car. But here, the sky feels so low. The storm clouds are iron gray, and as you look up, you realize that one of them is moving rapidly. As it descends below the bottom of the cloud line, you will see the belly of an Imperial dropship. This is good news. This is a Magitech armor deployment unit.
Oh, that sounds really cool.
Oh,
Oh, just wait.
oh, good. The army's here.
At that point, you all are going to feel a little bit of a shake as the train begins reversing direction. All right, now it is back on Dirk. Dirk is going to look around as people begin to surge. 3 more of these riders have clung to the sides of the windows with their grasshoppers, looking inside. As this is happening, you're all standing up. One of the conductors is going to rush through the center of the train, having used his entire turn to get across, and is going to start pulling on some emergency backup levers on the caboose on the other side of steerage, thus kicking in some of basically the reverse engine. And you will start to feel as the train begins to reverse back toward the last city. Talfrin, Dirk is going to look at you, and good hit, buddy. Oh shit! And is going to throw a knife directly at your head. Let's hope I don't miss. Okay. That is a successful sneak attack, thanks to you. So he is going to just look up, oh shit, and is going to pull a knife from out of his sleeve and throw it. It's going to fly directly past your hair and punch into the guy behind you, dealing, that is going to be 8 points of damage plus his dex. It's going to be 11 points of damage, and you're going to hear a gurgle as the masked guy that was about to stab you in the back, that had just crawled down from the ceiling, or I guess from the roof, was just leaning in with his pike at your back and is going to and tumble, turning into red mist as the electricity hits him.
Good catch.
Hey, I do what I can. And with that, you will notice that he's looking all cocky. Another one leers up behind him and starts to pull back to stab him in the back. It is your turn. What do you do?
I'm going to pop into rage.
Do it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say heads up and just like swing or heads down rather, but he knows what I mean.
Up
and
shit.
swing at him. All right. I'm actually going to reckless attack.
Do it. I believe in you.
Yeah.
I believe in me too. I believe in us.
Don't botch, because there are a lot of people in this car.
This is true. Yeah. I did not botch.
Yay!
I a 19.
19 is going to be a hit. Roll me damage.
Yes.
10.
10. I
10?
could do way more.
All right,
Yeah.
so that's 10. You added your strength and your rage bonus? Okay.
Yeah, I did.
All right, so leaning forward, you are going to stab directly into this one. He is going to scream and is going to use as you stab deep into his chest, blood begins to pour down over your blade. It's darker than you expected. You're not sure what you expected. And with that, the rider is going to just push back using a disengage action and is going to, you're going to see the bloodied rider leap away on the grasshopper mount that's on the roof, because no thank you. No thank you.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, the
At
one
least
that
he's
is
not
dead.
here.
All right, the one that is dead in Claudette's cabin is going to remain dead.
Cool. Good.
And,
I'm so glad.
With that, one of the riders nearby is going to take a pot shot at Claudette. Claudette, what is your armor class right now with Bladesong?
And Leiden's +2,
Yep.
20.
Good.
Okay.
I am the
gross.
beefiest of wizards.
Okay.
20 at level 2.
Wow, that's insane.
Okay, a crossbow bolt is going to fly through the air, and you are going to just instinctively raise your pommel and deflect it. A little bit of the
Just
splintering.
whips the hair slightly.
You're going to get a little scratch. There's going to be a little drop of blood coming down your cheek, but that's it.
Just a little.
Just a little one.
It's fashionable when you've been in a fight to have a little scratch at least.
Yeah, that's how you know you were in the
It
fight.
makes you look cool and like competent.
Ivy, the one who is bloated in your carriage or outside of your carriage is going to try to take a shot at you. What is the deal with that? If he tries,
If he makes even, I think it's more than one attack.
all right.
And suffers if it makes more than one melee or range attack. Yeah, so if it has more than one, it takes a d8 of necrotic damage.
Okay, give me a d8.
Okay. That's a d.
Oh.
That is a d8. Okay.
Roll a d12 instead. Nobody will know.
So that's gonna be a 7.
That's not great. How many hit points
it's
do you have left?
I have 13 of them.
Beautiful. Take 9 of those away and give me a con save.
Ow. That's
This
not
guy
nice.
raises his crossbow, fires it. It's going to plunge into your inner thigh, and you're going to see blood begin to dampen the inside of your leggings.
Ouchie.
And what's your con save?
I'm just trying to find it on my sheet because it's a different sheet.
It's
Con, where are you? Where the fuck are you?
So it's your if you are proficient in
Oh,
Constitution.
there we go.
save-
Yeah. Sorry, it was the one that's all by itself.
What'd you get? A nat 1?
I got a nat 1, buddy.
Beautiful. Okay, you are poisoned.
Sweet.
So that means that you have
Lovely.
disadvantage on basically all rolls for a while.
Awesome.
Okay,
Cool,
so you are going to
cool.
feel your blood begin to swell with this. What is your reaction for the day, by the way? Is it Hellish Rebuke?
No, that's not one of the options. I rolled, just because I figured
Yeah.
I needed to. I have prestidigitation.
Okay. Sounds
That's my
good.
spell for today.
Okay, so this one is going to just, you're going to be poisoned and sickened, just as you feel this nicks one of your arteries and begins plunging this venomous toxin into your bloodstream. However, as he raises his crossbow and fires into you, you are going to see parts of his body begin to bubble and burst through the rags that he's wrapped in, as the pustules along his arm explode. That is not good. And then finally, down at the bottom of the initiative, Leiden, what do you do?
So the one that there's still one in our cabin.
No, there is not. There was one who fired a crossbow,
okay.
and there are some basically leaping alongside outside, basically doing a train heist.
Right.
But they're trying to reverse direction and follow along with you as the train reverses slowly.
And if they get within 30 feet, they get a little splattered.
Yeah. The door to our cabin seems to be secure. Like, do I hear anything on the ceiling? I basically want to seal the room.
What's your perception? Passive.
My passive. Oh boy, 1 second. That is 14.
14. You will hear there's one on the roof above you.
Well, I'm gonna get my mace ready,
Okay.
just in case something else tries to come in, and I'm gonna make sure our door is closed, and I'm gonna just be like to Claudette, I'm sealing us in. I gotta keep you safe, and just will
Okay.
anything I can do to
Managing.
barricade it or lock it or anything.
Sounds good. You are going to...
She has acid spewing out of her palm.
Yeah.
So with that, it has been 12 seconds that this fight has been happening. At
Yep.
this point, the red lights in phase, you are going to hear, attention, clear the windows, all sections, all cabins, clear the windows, 5, 4,
I'm gonna
3.
All right,
Pull-
I will
Yeah.
stop the con spell.
Okay. And as that happens, you're going to hear junk, 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 as metal shutters close on all windows on the entire train. As you are seeing those, we're going to get to the big top of a new round. And as that happens, you are going to see the belly of an Imperial dropship lower itself. And then it begins to open, and you will see the feet of Magitech armor being dropped the 100 feet onto the ground. You only get a look at these amazing feats of Magitech engineering. Almost, some of them 15, others 20. The Atlas models, 20 feet tall. Trained riders wearing these exosuits, landing, perched, and suddenly the sound of flame and gunfire outside as the train reverses at full speed suddenly. Combat has ended. Up in Claudette's car, you catch your breath for a moment.
Huh.
You okay?
Oh, yes.
Is there a body on the ground?
There
Yes.
is.
I'm gonna start looking at it.
Okay.
I am also going to assist with that.
Looking the body over, you are going to see that this person is quite tall. Quite tall. About 6.5, maybe 7 feet tall. If the mask reveals that the eyes underneath are, well, one of them is completely popped, but the other has a light yellow iris and blue flesh surrounding the cheeks. Do you want to remove the mask?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Claudette is curious as heck.
Okay.
Yeah, Leden's looking to see if there's anything like defensive measures, like, I don't know, poison and stuff. Like, I don't know. I'm expecting these things to be rigged to, like, self-destruct even. I don't know.
This one isn't.
Oh, cool.
Can you do me a favor?
Yep.
Can you roll me a d12?
Sure.
Both of you.
And I'm not taking off down the Shield of Faith until, like, for the full duration, unless something breaks my concentration.
Sounds good.
Just in case.
That's a 7.
And a 3 from me.
Okay. As you open the... Sorry, I'm looking for... Where did I put it? Player's Handbook, Xanatar's, Tasha's...
Claudette still keeps her rapier out because she's just like, I haven't seen one of these
Oh, it's right
before.
here.
Just in case they can play dead really good.
Yeah. Fair.
All right. And what'd you get,
If it
Amy?
twitches too hard, she's going to stab
3.
it again.
3. Okay. The scimitar that it was holding is serrated along the edge, wicked and dripping with a slightly pink, slimy venom. Looks almost like a form of lichen.
Can I take a vial out of my bag and
Sample it?
flex
Yeah.
some?
Yeah, you totally can.
Be careful with that, please.
Now,
Yeah.
the person underneath, though, as you pull the mask off, you're going to notice that it looks like an elf. Kind of. As you pull the mask away, its flesh is pale blue.
Oh.
Its eyes yellow. Its ears tall. And slightly serrated. Tattoos grace along its brow and cheeks and throat. But it's what's beneath the throat, down at the base of the mask, and in its mouth. If this was an elf at one point, it is no longer. It looks to be hybridized, with some form of crustacean. Bits of hard shelling around the throat and joints.
Huh.
And inside of its mouth, as its tongue lolls to one side, you see the growth of mandibles from the inside cheeks and where the cheeks would split and stretch. Can I get either of you to make me an Arcana roll?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's gonna be an unnatural 20.
Beautiful.
21.
These are what is referred to as simic hybrids.
Sorry, how'd you spell that?
SIMIC.
SIMIC. Hybrids.
Creatures that were hybridized using magic. An example of which can be found here in Storytime.
Ooh.
Cool.
I'm guessing we've probably only really heard of these in stories, though.
Often they're failed magical experiments, or places where the truth is that when you're dealing with high-powered magic, sometimes things go bad. Sometimes there's a leak in a reactor, and sometimes things happen. It's no one's fault. You shouldn't blame anyone, least of all the Empire, who's just trying to do the best they can.
Of course, like, stuff happens.
Shit happens, and sometimes you become a mutant shellfish. That's no reason to be selfish. Why do crabs not give to charity, boy? Because they are shellfish. All right.
Bum.
Because
Summons
they are
crabs.
shellfish, boy. Boy. All right. So, as you are doing that and collecting that, you will also see that there are a pair of gold earrings that this one is wearing.
Might as well loot them.
Well, they have an intricate design that makes you think that this might be Alvocini? The Alvocinian elves. The lower continent that is free right beneath Terranel on the map.
Ooh.
The
I'm
Alvocinian.
gonna...
They're this ornate kind of leaf-shaped design that dangles freely from their ears.
Okay. I'm gonna make note of those.
Meanwhile,
Those for evidence.
in Very's car. And that shooting. You mind cutting me out of this?
She'll lean down and get him out, and then
I feel like shit.
how beaten up does he look?
He looks decently beaten up. I'd say he's probably about halfway beaten up.
About halfway. Okay.
You mind hand me that flask inside my coat?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I'm using second wind.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Ugh. I'm gonna heal 5 points of damage. Yay. Not bad shooting.
Thanks. She'll reach out with the pistol to hand it back to him.
Thank you very much. He'll tuck it back in his boot. You should get one of these. Be good for you.
I'd love to. I actually tried to get one before I left Duchesne, but it was a little out of my price range.
That's fair. You're going to Terranel?
Yeah.
Okay, shit. Well, shouldn't be saying this necessarily, but we bled for each other. Gavia inside of Terranel. Place called the Hidden Gem. She's a smith. She'll be able to make you something. She's not cheap, but she is reasonable.
Okay. Good to know.
I did not send you there.
Send me where?
I'm serious. She'll shoot your ass if she thinks that I sent you.
I won't say it.
We didn't part on good terms.
Okay. I won't mention a thing.
Please don't. She's, you know. You know how your kind can be.
Yes, I do.
You don't call a couple of times and just, anyway.
We're so picky.
Well, good bleeding with you.
Yeah, you as well.
Meanwhile, nearby in the honeymoon cabin, the little draw curtain shuffles, and the husband is going to lean out. What we miss?
Nothing. Go back to having your fun.
Yeah. And pulls the curtain. And the mattress will begin squeaking again. Down in steerage, Talfrin, blood is going to pour all over you as you thrust your sword out the window at the one that was about to knife Dirk in the back. Dirk goes, Am I all in one piece? Am I all in? Oh, thanks, buddy! And is going to hug you really tight around the neck as you're coming down from the rage.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, man, you smell awful.
You too, buddy.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. Good teamwork.
Sorry,
Killing her like
yeah.
fist bump.
The old woman with the glowing green eyes leans over. You two are a very cute couple. I ship it.
Thank you.
Who
We're not
is-
like that though.
in my country, we have word for this type of love. Are you seme or uke?
I don't know what those terms mean.
Are you sandwich top or sandwich bottom?
Right. I think.
Well, I
this
mean,
is where the
usually when we have
conversation
bunks, he likes to be
going
on top.
end.
I would have thought so. I mean, but sometimes you like to be on the bottom. Maybe you're kind of like, I don't know, kind of flexible.
Dirk, please.
Please, what? What am I missing? Oh, shh! And with that, he's going to turn bright red and get really quiet. And the people in steerage are going to start to pick themselves up, clean themselves off. There were not very many casualties here. A trained medic comes around after a few minutes and begins patching people up. Some clerics begin moving through the car, healing accordingly. And Ivy, you are going to sit in your car, trying to catch your breath as the poison courses through your veins, causing your vision to pinpoint. The door is going to open, and your vision is going to swim. Perfect. A moment later, you're going to feel a sharp pinprick. No, roaring, tearing flesh. A knife in the side of your thigh. Hold on, hold on. This is going to hurt. So, bite the belt. You hear the light voice of the halfling roommate. I've got to milk the venom out. You're tough enough. 3, 2,
Yes.
1. Ready? I was going to do it on the count of 1. All right. 3, 2. And she does it on 2.
She'll swear in a bizzle.
Okay.
She's fucking just like.
There is a sound as your thigh discharges the venom that had been encapsulated inside of it. There we go. There we go.
Thank you.
All right, dear. Can you hand me the hand me my medicine bag? Thank you very much. I'm actually a nurse. You're lucky. You're lucky. I worked for the Imperial Hospital in Avestan for a while. But this should be easy. This is, well, you don't want to know what this is, but the good thing is I can treat it.
Okay. Wouldn't it be better for me to know, so if I encounter this again, I know what to do?
It's mostly bug guts and shit.
Fair.
It's
All right.
designed to cause toxicity and sepsis. It's designed to poison your blood, which
Yes.
you apparently have a lot of it. Is this all
Yeah.
yours? Oh, thank you,
I
dear.
think so. Usually I get more from the others, but
All
this
right.
one was particularly bad.
So, I was actually just making my own of this, but what you can do, this is probably the easiest way to get it. So this is willow reed. Do you know what this is? Alright, so what you do, you take your knife, you strip it down. It's kind of like bamboo, and the inside is pulpy, kind of like the inside of a custard. It's going to taste bitter and like hell, and it's going to make your teeth kind of coated and itchy, but it's a good painkiller. All right? Willow reed.
Thank you. Thank you. You're very kind.
I just don't want you to kill me.
I won't.
See? Now we're friends.
Yes. We are. Friends.
And with that, you'll hear a voice come over the intercom. Attention, attention. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, and passengers on the Great Whale Railway, we are returning back toward... Actually, hold on. Boop. We're returning back towards Bele. Those proceeding onward to Kalstol, Terranel, and parts beyond, your tickets can be transferred, and you will be moving through Venkin on the next available train. We apologize for this inconvenience, and thank you on behalf of the Imperial Army, who have this well in hand. All damaged luxury items can be claimed as per the fine print on the back of your tickets. Thank you for traveling with Imperial Railways. And with that, you begin the slow trip back to Bele and your retraining. And I think that's a good place. We're going to go to the restroom real quick. So, folks, don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back, and you get to listen to our really cool, like, side music. Whoop. All right. So, we love you very much, and we'll be back, and we'll chat and have some fun in a minute. So, see you in a second. Hello everybody, we're back, and it's time to chat with the stream. I need to get a clip of that.
Chat with the chat.
Chat with the stream.
Oh,
all right, so
good.
hey folks, how's everybody doing tonight? We're only going to do this for a few minutes because we want to get back to game because we had that brief hiatus because of your loser computer, Caitlin. Your computer's the loser, not you. Don't think I'm mean.
It's just geriatric.
It's just geriatric.
Click on it. It's so old.
When you have a sec, the first thing I want you to do when the stream's over tonight and when we're done with our post-stream wrap-up call, I want you to go do that thing that fixes your search memory cache. Mm-hmm. Because that might fix your computer entirely. It turned my old Star Wars laptop. Yeah, I had the Kylo Ren laptop.
It was dope.
It's still pretty dope. But it turned it into a 5-year-old laptop that works from a 5-year-old laptop that wouldn't even turn on half the time. Like, it was amazing.
I wonder if it would fix my Dell.
It might.
Because
Do it.
My
Try.
Dell kind of runs like it's almost 11 years old, and I just booted up Guild Wars 2 on it.
So
Oh my god, you are suicidal.
So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, there's a bug in Windows 10 that not every operating system copy, but a lot of them have issues where they will it constantly will run a search in the background so that it takes like 100% of your computer value. Like, it takes 100% of your memory at that time. And it is awful. It is awful. But it's really easy to like turn it off. You just have to know how. So if you are noticing that your system resources are way too high and you're running Windows, that's why.
Also, I noticed something about myself, about my body. If you cover up part of my tattoo that are Roman numerals,
it looks like a rat.
No, that's supposed to be an olive branch, but no, I have ivy.
Oh, okay.
It's an olive branch, a rat. Okay, I know it's bad, but I didn't
it's a little blurry. I don't know.
I know. I want to get it. Covered.
Are you gonna put that like on your character, like have it stamped on her arm like that? Because then you can just get some makeup and cover it up if you ever have to cosplay her.
Ooh, I should.
You always have to cosplay. We're gonna do these at cons, of course. So hey, folks, we're gonna hop back into game. I'm sorry that everybody has headaches. And the blog has a headache.
For once, I don't.
Yeah,
great.
right.
I spent all week with a headache, and finally it's gone.
I'm gonna do some call outs because I love everybody who's here. So I'm going to say hello to Wonka. Hello to Diggyblog. I call you Diggity Blog in my head blog. Hello to Trezelta. Good to see you, my friend. TK Digiboy. Wonderful as always. Colstachio. Love you. Plot points. 5e. Woo. Good to see you there. Same with Art Hard. Love you, Bam. Hope everything's going well. I rock the Camaros literally right here, so you're fine. Soul. Good to see you, Soul. Good to see everybody else. Thank you guys for being so patient. So like Monday after Dork X, I was coming home from like grocery shopping and I got to the door and was like trying to unlock the door while carrying stuff. And I was like, I had to pause for a second. Christina was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, trying not to faint because I was that tired from running for 2 days, straight. So I was like, yeah, we're not doing rhyme tonight because I was woozy. And then on Wednesday, just a bunch of shit fell in my lap all at once. And I was like, God, I don't have... Lord, give me the strength to run a game. And then like whatever God I was praying to was like, no, you're good, fam. And I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, I'm taking one more night off.
In the end, I'm glad that happened because, I mean, I was doing okay up until like about an hour before game would have started, and then I started getting this blinding headache coming in. I was just like, oh, I'm so glad we're not playing tonight, because this would have just taken me out at the knees.
So, real quick announcement for
really
everybody,
tired.
since I want to do this publicly, since I kind of mentioned this when we were having a technical difficulty earlier, but coming up on the 16th, Candlekeep Mysteries is being released from Wizards of the Coast, and we're running it. So if you liked our Rime of the Frost Maiden stream, we are going to be running this. But the fun thing is, I'm running this, but I'm also having help, because what it is it is 17 one-shots that range from level 1 to level 16, depending on like which game you play. And that's a lot of things to run. So I'm calling in some help. So from the Dork Tales team, I'm having a few other people. Amy's going to run a couple games maybe. Hayden's going to run at least one game. And then our buddy Way is going to run some games. So we actually have a really, really good team running these things. And depending on things, I might ask for some outside people to come and help. So if some of my streaming buddies are interested, let me know, and I'll keep you on my short list. And if we have a game, we're going to try to run these things as often as possible to get through this book, just to get the episodes up and have fun with it. But if you hopefully will want to watch that, and it is going to be good, and it's going to be fun, and that is going to be what we do while we wait for my Call of Cthulhu game to percolate in my brain. And yeah, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. I think it's gonna be hella dope if that's something that's still stead on Earth.
Oh yeah,
Probably.
totally.
And then there is going to be, so we're everybody here. So we are going to be doing Reign of Emrys every Friday, with the exception of Good Friday. We're not doing this on Good Friday because Christine and I have booked a cabin away from everybody else, and we're just gonna go there and
I'm gonna go read books
we're gonna go read books and like
and do nothing.
Basically, and like maybe play Gloomhaven, because
Yes.
I got that
I still haven't
Christmases
opened
ago.
that.
No, we haven't even opened it. So you say
More
hello dope.
games and books.
Oh, thank you, Bam. So it is hella dope, and if you are interested in joining us for that, it's going to be kind of random. It's going to be on our days off, which are going to be usually Saturdays and Tuesdays and Thursdays coming up. Also, if you like what we do here, give us a follow, give us a sub on YouTube. You can give us a sub here. I will happily take the sub money, but give us a sub on YouTube. It's free. And come back and watch our stuff, because we love seeing that chat number increase. I love having it up in the 50s. It's so nice to see that people are enjoying this game. It really, really encourages me and brings me out here when I'm not exhausted from running a convention. And having like so many supportive people, like you guys are amazing. Like you really are. Like I love you so much.
Thank you for everyone who came out to Dork X, like, and
51.
actually attended and did things, and yeah.
I am so happy that Dork-X went so well, and I had amazing friends, and we got to really know a lot of people better. Like, I got to know Bam from Art Hard Studios, which if you're not following Bam, go follow Bam. Like, Weed D&D is great. I'm sorry that I pronounced it as Weed and D for the longest time, because I think that looks funny. I love it.
I mean, what's fantastic is Dork Expo Day 2 has 1.2K in views
Yeah, just in VODs.
on Twitch.
It's
Yep.
so good. And I've got to turn those on. Actually, I have to double check. So the community Twitch stream is the only one where I haven't messaged people and said, do I have my permission to post the video with you on the channel? Because consent is a big thing with Dork Tales. We like to make sure that everybody is okay with everything that we do. And then like I need at least like type like chat consent to post a video with you. And if you don't want it up, we can take it down. But I'm glad that you had a good time with us. You had to work most of the time. I'm sorry, I Twitch, but I'm posting it on YouTube, so you can watch some of the stuff. I mean, it's gonna be a little one-sided, but I will say one thing that most YouTubers cannot, and that's I respond to comments. I spent almost 2 hours responding to comments just today because we have a really chatty YouTube, and everybody's lovely now that all the trolls left.
Yeah. And also, sometimes I just go through all the old videos I'm in and go like, has anyone said anything? Let me check.
Right? That's what I do. Like once a week, I go through all the old videos being like, has anyone commented anything? I'm feeling bad about myself. Let me go read some stuff where people were nice and said that they love my
Everybody thinks
accent.
Ivy's like super hot, so you should feel great.
That's right.
Have you? I mean, this is like a different persona for Robin, but I really enjoy how hot Ivy is. I'm attracted to Ivy.
Is it Robin?
Yes,
so
doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not like that in person, but
So-
this is like Ivy.
Did Christine, I blew Christine away earlier today because we finished WandaVision, no spoilers. And so it was so good. Like, it was really good. The ending, it's going to do some things. You're going to enjoy it. At the very least, part of it is just so fucking good. Like,
Very good.
it's very good. But like, I forgot that I can do a Paul Bettany voice. And I'm not going to be able to do it now that I was streaming, but it was just like, Wanda. Right? It was just, I nailed it right in your ear, though, because you were having a bad day, and I'm like, I was just like trying to comfort you as Vision. It was great. It's good.
It was really cute. It was quite funny.
Y'all are
Everything's
dorks.
going to be okay,
Right?
Wanda.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be okay.
Dang.
It's God damn. I really didn't like Vision, and now I love him.
I like
he's pretty
Vision
great.
a lot.
I liked him, but I was like, Joss Whedon, you're trying a little hard. And then they didn't do much with him until Infinity War.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I kind of like, stop trying to make Vision happen. It's kind of like me and Paul Rudd. I didn't like Paul Rudd until I loved Paul Rudd.
Huh.
It
Interesting.
happens.
No, I loved Vision. I was like, this is rad.
Right?
Yeah.
Not just because not because he did anything like necessarily like for screen, but like some of his background stuff like on the side. I'm just like, I like this guy. He's great.
He was a good like supporting
Yeah.
character for a bit
So
until
supportive.
he came.
Yeah.
All right, so folks, the last thing I have to say as we go back in is we're going to go to it for about another hour. We hope you enjoy it with us, and then the real meat's going to pick up next session next Friday. If you are enjoying what we do here, give us a follow. Also, I just uploaded a ton of new merch to our store. I'm not telling you to go throw money at us. Just go look at it because some of it's great. Cyberdog is an amazing shirt.
It looks so good on the shirt. Like, holy crap. Which, I'm going to tell you, go buy it to, like, immortalize Charlie forever.
It's true. So here, hold on. I'll show you guys
Immortalize
the
him in
shirt, and
your
then we'll start playing.
wardrobe.
So I'll show you this shirt. Oh, you know what? So here, I
I
can
also
actually.
really like our Skyfire coffee one too. That one's
The
great.
coffee one's great.
the
I'm
Scott-
honestly
yeah.
probably going to get a Charlie shirt just because.
Just because.
So guys,
Are we
look at.
getting a Luna coffee one too? Like,
No,
are
Mike lost
competing-
that.
Oh no! Oh,
So
that's
it
sad.
crashed Michael's computer. So
Right. Okay.
so we've
Yeah.
got this is the shirt that I made, and it is my favorite. Which one is it? Cyberdog 1 or Cyberdog? Here we go. Ready? Here it is. Whoosh. And then I just have to fit to screen. Whoosh. Cyberdog. It's so dumb. I love it so much. It's literally just my visor on my dog, and then I airbrushed him to be a little darker. Oh, also he didn't have his ear, so I had to give him a second ear. It's so dorky. It's so dorky.
Look at that cute snoot.
It's so cute.
It's
So
such a snoot.
that's our dog. And then
such a boopable
here
snoot.
is our official. So one of the jokes is we have Starbucks chains in our game, but we actually call them something else. And this is the logo that we just made, and it's so good. Skyfire Coffee.
So good.
It's so good.
It's
And
delicious.
Did you see that I made a red apron? So it's just like
Yes.
the Starbucks aprons.
Yeah.
I want
I
to get
didn't see that.
Oh, it's on there. Go see it. So it's dorktailstore.redbubble.com. So go there. Look. You don't have to buy anything. If you do buy something, cool.
Have a command for that?
I don't think we do.
Nope. Okay, that's a. Hold up.
Yeah, go ahead. Go put it in. Made by Real Dragonborn. Skyfire Coffee. Brewed in Dragon's Fire. But actually, the mugs are really cool. So yeah, I'm not telling you to go buy our stuff. If you want to, that's cool. We make like $3 when you buy a t-shirt, so it really doesn't. I want other people to wear our clothes though, right? Like I don't want the money. I just want people to wear our clothes.
Right? Like when you go to like a con eventually in the future and you see people, you're like, oh my god! My mind would just be blown. I would just like I'd
cry. I would just
freak
cry.
out.
I'm a big soggy baby. It's like, "Grr." Oh my god! Someone followed while I was shilling. I love you. Dice famist?
Mist?
No command with trigger found.
With trigger store found, so hold up.
That would be pretty cool. We just get a picture of your face blog going.
Do we do merch?
No, I'm trying to see if I thought we had one that was there, but just didn't have anything to spit.
Yeah.
Like
Remind me
create.
and we'll do it
So I'm
after
just
game.
creating a new one.
All right,
I'm
folks,
adding it
guess
now.
what? We love you very much, and it is time. Oh no, the numbers dropped.
Oh
Oh no, people left. I shilled too hard. That's fine. All right, guys. So we're gonna hop back into Dragons with Dungeons. Are you ready for this? Okay.
Fun. I did it.
You did it. I believe in you. So 3, 2, 1, and damn thing. I hate Roll20 sometimes. All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Reign of Emrys here on Dork Tales. As you depart the battle in Venn Baelia, none of you can see what's transpiring on the other side of the iron shutters. You can hear it. Gunfire, screaming, flames. As you're propelled across the vast plains back towards Bele, you all will find yourselves visited by healers, clerics kept on staff every 25 cars. By the end, they are exhausted. You are exhausted. But it's almost as if nothing happened. A few attendants, armed with mending and prestidigitation, quickly scour the rooms, fixing everything that is slightly an inconvenience. Even down in steerage, the glass is quickly cleaned up with a casual spell from one of the conductors. It's basic magic, taught in many schools, some even secondary schools. And before long, you arrive at Bele, the beautiful city. Your time at Bele is brief and frustrating for those of you in steerage. The conductors move through, calling for people's tickets, asking if they are continuing on. In fact, a good half of the train was departing in Eldare, or proceeding northward to Kalstol. A minority was headed to Terra now, and many of them are quite upset. The conductor does his best, and the attendants try to pacify the people, with middling success. Many stay behind, kept up in decent hotels and other just generalized bunk locations. And in the end, you find yourselves boarding a much less ostentatious train. This one, still part of the Lightning Rail network, but old, a good 50 years old.
It's classic.
It's classic, not nearly as comfortable. The steerage is actually much more comfortable from a time where the wealth disparity was not perhaps quite so large. Instead of broad benches, you find yourselves sitting in rows. You and Dork have a row to yourself. No one is having to stand here. Now, the train that you're on is maybe 40 cars long, half the length of the previous one. And this one also includes goods and luxury items and what appear to be a few Magitech equipment items. Whether or not they are excavators or war suits is impossible to tell beneath those dark tarps. But you'll see them being loaded into the dark transport containers and placed at the back of the train. Each of you is placed, and you find yourselves once again traveling. Can I get Ivy and Vary to both of you roll me a d20?
I got a 9.
I got 14.
14? Okay. 14. As you are sorted in, Zeet will nod to you as your new tickets are given. Well, looks like I'm in a different spot than you.
That's a shame.
Nice knowing you.
You as well.
Maybe I'll see you around.
It is a small train after all.
Huh. Yeah, well, small train, big things. If a couple days from now, maybe I'll see you around the mess.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself, all right, little lady?
Thanks.
I mean that quite literally.
I am very small.
He'll nod and head inside the train. The compartment that you find yourself in is comfortable, very. There, once again, are 3 other roommates, and it is not particularly uncomfortable. The people there are a little shaken. You've seen a couple of them wandering around the train prior to this. One of them is a half-elf who's furiously trying to memorize things from a book, constantly talking under their breath. Quietly, but enough that without the draw shut, it's somewhat annoying. They seem to be a bit embarrassed by it if it's called out, though. The other people are a pair of humans who are traveling out to Terranel for work. Looks like one of them is some type of doctor, maybe a nurse, and the other looks to be a laborer, but a specialist. If you talk with him at all, he looks at some of the things that you're carrying around with you, as well as your mechanical rabbit, and will talk with you. He's a human in his late 50s with arching white eyebrows and salt and pepper hair. Deep smile lines burned into his tanned flesh. He talks about his time as a clockmaker.
Okay.
So what brings you out there?
Actually, it's a government contract. I'm fixing the observatory's telescope.
Oh, the observatory. I've been up there before. They sometimes they have to keep very, very precise motions of everything.
Yeah.
So, obviously, that means that the chronometer needs to be perfectly attenuated to the cycles of the moon and the sun. So I've been there before. I've never seen the telescope. I do hope it's good.
I've heard great things about it. My family's been dealing with telescopes for a very long time, so...
You said that you're going for a telescope?
Yes.
The voice comes from the half-elf's bunk.
Yes,
So
I'm going to repair the telescope.
You're going to go look at the stars?
Yes.
Can I... immediately upon getting to Terranel? They say?
I'm not too sure.
If it's sometime within the next week, can I get you to do me a favor?
What would that be?
I'm terribly sorry to ask you of this, but here, and they will reach into their pouch and shakily offer a small cone of incense wrapped in basically almost like a taffy, wrapped in a small piece of paper. The golden star should be in the sky. If you're looking out toward the west, if you see it, and just light an offering for me, so that she'll see. It'll help me with my exams. I'm trying to become. I'm trying to become a mage, and the Lady of Magic should look down on me if this is lit.
I'm sure I'll be able to. I'll keep it in mind.
I can pay you. I have 2 silvers.
Don't worry about it, friend.
Finlow.
Finlow? I'm very.
Thank you, very. This means everything to me.
Huh?
All right. Hold on a second. Mage.
I should probably write that down.
Fynlo. Okay. All right. And with that, the rest of your trip is actually fairly uneventful, Very. I wish that Ivy could say the same thing. For as Ivy is resting in her car, your door will open. And you've been actually lucky. Your car only has one other person in it. But as this small, cramped half car quietly rumbles down the track, the door will open, and a tall, broad man wearing a long, dusty brown coat and a curled, wide-brimmed hat will enter. Ma'am? He says, tipping the brim of his hat to you. You're fine being on the bottom like that?
Yes, I prefer the bottom, if you don't mind.
I got no problem with being on top. I hope if I move around too much, you let me know.
I'm a pretty heavy sleeper.
Huh. Fair enough. Pleasure to meet you. My name's Zeet.
Ivy. Nice to meet you, Zeet.
Sounds good. Well, good night. And with that, he'll kind of pass by you. And he's a broad, to re-describe him, he's a very kind of brawny, kind of like Hemsworth built. Like very broad-shouldered, kind of like thin waist, but like kind of just very, very top-heavy. Actually, kind of closer to Daniel Craig in the Bond movies. Remember how he's kind of like
yeah,
slightly...
a Dorito.
No, he was more gorilla built in Casino Royale.
Oh yeah.
He had fairly wide hips, actually.
Yeah.
But he was just like dense, right? This is the kind of man that he is, with a very, very thick jaw. And you can make me an insight roll or a perception. Make me actually a perception roll.
Okay, cool. Let's bring
that cream kind of curdled.
Perception. That's gonna be that's gonna be an 18.
Okay. As he's getting close enough to climb onto the bunk, you are going to see that he is wearing some parts of a disguise kit to paint his flesh to be more human shaded. But you can see the dull green underneath.
She is insta-sus.
That's fair. He didn't have a chance to reapply that during the last scene.
No.
He climbs up, kicking his boots off. Well, y'all have a good night.
You too. Crazy fight we had.
Yeah. Well, everybody, most of us came out of it okay.
Good night.
Yeah, good night. He'll pull the curtain closed. Meanwhile, Talfrin and Dork. Hey, buddy. Things are kind of looking up, aren't they? I mean, look at this. We got our own row. Come on.
This is way better than before.
Basically celebrities. I didn't want to say anything. But
Basically.
You know. So what do you want to do when we get out to Terranil?
The same thing we do every night, Dirk.
Hit the brothels?
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
It'll be so long since that happened, so...
Oh, God, we need money.
Yeah, so maybe that first. Oh, I think we still got a little bit left. What do you have?
What do I have? I've got 6 silver. And... got like 3 gold pieces.
Oh, okay.
I've got 11 copper, though, so I think we're set.
I think we are set, yeah.
That's good. Yeah. I'll invest.
There you go.
Invest in pig futures. That's what my dad always said.
What?
It's like commodities. My dad was a merchant.
Oh. Okay.
Not a very good one. He always would call it pig futures. I never understood what that meant because the whole point of pigs is they don't have a future. Well, I mean, they got one future and it's on your plate.
Fair. Okay. Anyway, thanks for that back there. You're getting real good. You're getting real good at that.
You know what? I learned from the best. Don't worry, I got your back, man. You've always got my back, and I wouldn't let anything happen to you, you know, because you're all I got, right? Yeah, oh shit, too serious?
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
not.
it's fine.
I don't know. You're kind of like a brother to me, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you are too.
I'm trying.
That annoying little brother.
Well, yeah, I'm only like 6 months younger than you.
Well, still, 6 months is 6 months.
I'll catch up. I'll catch up eventually.
Oh yeah, you keep telling yourself that. No, you're doing well though. He'll actually ruffle his hair.
hey, I just messed this up so that it looks sexy.
Yeah, well, too bad. You're gonna have to do it again. I think you're getting some stares though already. He'll motion to, I don't know if anyone's looking at him.
The grandmother is looking directly at both of you.
Yeah.
The twinkle in her eye, eldritch and green. She smiles gummily at you.
Okay.
I've got a paddle with your name on it. What is she talking about?
I have no idea. Pay her no mind.
Yowie boys, she'll mutter under her throat.
I don't know.
I
I think
don't
she's
know.
lost it.
I
She's a
don't.
little senile.
It's true.
Yeah. Maybe the magic's gone to her head. But that's what happens.
That's why I don't know magic.
Same.
Never learn magic.
No.
All right. Let's get some food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
All right, and so you will have a good rest of your time. Now, Claudette and Leiden, you are going to manage to get another one of the nice sweets in the car. It's going to be a sweet, and it is going to propel you down the way in fairly solid comfort. Not nearly the same comfort as before, and unfortunately there is only one bed, so you'll have to split.
I've done that before.
But still, the food is going to be fairly solid. It's going to be a little more travel fare, a little harder bread, a little more cookies and sugar, things that keep better on trips. The food's going to be less ostentatious. The tea is going to be just as normal.
We never got our lattes.
No,
I'm very sad
And they do
about
not
that.
have them here.
of course not.
Maybe in Terra now we'll find somewhere that does them.
Is there anything that you're doing while you're traveling besides playing with your hawk? Did you name your hawk?
Not yet.
Oh God, is half the adventure just us sitting there spitballing names for this hawk while you're like, I can't
think
decide.
Hawksworth.
No.
Hawksworth the
not
butler.
letting
You
you-
get a little bow tie for him.
Her?
Pretzel.
No one's gonna take your hawk seriously if you put a bow tie on it and call it Hawksworth.
I wasn't really considering that. I was thinking maybe Aurora or Lady. Like those are nice regal names, right?
Hold on. You guys keep brainstorming for a second.
Well, what a. I don't name things. I don't. But, I mean, what about. Majesty? Or, like.
It turns and looks at you.
I don't speak bird.
It's a hawk, not a loon.
Oh god, it's erasing half the gun.
Bear. I mean, it's kind of giving a seagull imitation right now. Why don't you just call it gull?
It doesn't feel very nice.
No. Okay.
Not very pretty.
Well, is
Look
there
at her.
a...
She's gorgeous.
Well, what about... And she's gonna spit out whatever the celestial word for hawk is. Or falk, like... whatever. Probably something super fancy frilly sounding. Like, very majestic.
Accipiter. Or
Accipiter.
Accipiter. I used Google Text to Speech right there. Or also Shabag. Shabag. Or Sibak. Or Albanian. Skifter.
Skifter.
Hold up.
Sorry, the chat that you're having to hear that.
Soul Omen suggested Enola.
Enola?
Not bad.
Enola Holmes.
What about, like...
This is gonna be the rest of the episode. Is naming the hawk.
Like, this is our trip. Is a
I'm actually looking at like 47 best hawk names for your bird.
20.
Number one is Aurora.
Oh.
There we go.
But then there's like Captain Gusty,
hold
Chandler
on.
Wing,
Chandler Wing.
Chandler Wing.
God damn it.
Hockey.
Hockey.
What about Elora?
Okay, Christine.
Yeah.
You should go with number 9.
Oh, one sec.
We could call it Valor.
Ooh, that's not bad.
What about like like Elora or like Saba or
I think naming it Lady Hawk is ridiculous, but
hold on.
Agatha Christie.
You could name it Tony.
You can name it Tony. Tony Hawk. You could name it Steven. Steven's just hawking around.
Valor's a
What
good. I
about-
like Valor. Ivy says from 30 cards back.
So there's also stuff like Nova. What else is on this list?
So you spend time looking through this list and trying to name your bird, hopefully coming up with something by the time the next thing happens. You have some time. It's a lot of just pouring back and forth and enjoying yourselves on this relaxing trip. Everybody here can go ahead and heal themselves up to full. And you find yourselves a bit tense as you're crossing the Great Plains of Venn Baelia. This time further south, crossing directly through it. The map doesn't give it justice, you realize. For as you are crossing through this region, time seems to slow. The land stretches on forever, miles and miles and miles of flat land. In the distance, you cannot even see the mountains until one day in the front dining car, Claudette, you and Leiden will be able to see a bit out the front from where the car extends out beyond, like the seating area actually goes out beyond the car itself. And from one of the windows, you can see in the distance the Turanian mountain range. But it doesn't look like mountains. It just looks like the earth has been swept upward. And before long, you begin the slow, agonizing climb over these switchbacks that carry you up into the mountain range. The car slows as it struggles through these passes, and the higher you get, the colder the cheaper parts of the car get. Very, you and Ivy and your carriages are actually going to be quite warm, too warm, as the central heating ducts flood your region with hot air. The train is old. Not so old that it doesn't have these type of amenities, but it's old enough that they are awkwardly executed. You find yourself waking up in the middle of the night sweating. But it's better than being cold. And actually, for Ivy, it's fairly comfortable. You will hear no end of complaining and muttering from the man above you. Damn hot. Why is it so damn hot?
Just take off a jacket.
I don't... ma'am, that wouldn't be quite right to take off my clothes in front of you.
You're above me in a closed cabin. I don't really care.
What if I had to get up to use the bedpan? That's already been awkward enough once or twice.
My curtain is closed. Was raised in a very open society.
Ma'am, I don't want to cast aspersions on your upbringing, but
all I'm saying is if I wouldn't be looking, my curtain will remain closed for the night. I will let you know if I hear you and need to come out. Please make yourself comfortable, so we may all sleep peacefully.
all right. Sorry for disrupting you. And,
It's okay.
as he says that, you'll hear a squeak as he crawls down onto the floor. Are you actually keeping it closed, or are you gonna peek?
I'll peek.
Okay.
She's Can I make a stealth roll?
Make me a stealth roll. Yeah. Make me a stealth roll.
Yes! Stealth for
Bodge.
peeking. No, please don't bodge. That would be.
You have inspiration.
I do. You know what? I'm going to use inspiration so I don't make a fool of myself. But Ivy is very curious.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go with Aurora, just because I can say it, and I think Claudette and Aurora sounds kind of cool. But I have to say, Steamlord D has some great suggestions in the chat.
Streamlord D is great. All right, what do you got?
I have an 18.
An 18, okay. As you slowly peek out, he'll climb down and begin to disrobe, hanging his coat on the way. As he does, you'll be able to see that he had been laying up there with a belt, with dangling a large revolver about the length of your forearm against his thigh. He'll quickly take the belt off.
This is why she wanted to peek.
And then he starts to strip down.
She'll look away after that, unless there's like anything noticeable.
Scars.
Like that.
Lots of them along his back and ribs. His skin is green, covered, as he turns around a bit, his chest is covered with a tuft of hair, kind of in a triangle, leading down toward his navel, which is just coated with scars, but also a number of tattoos kind of rolling down the side of his left arm. He dresses down into his skivvies, looking around, and as you're seeing him, everything basically from the visible portions outside of his clothing up has been painted to hide his orcish nature. But beneath the neck, it's too much paint, too much time, too much sweat. Just an incredibly well-built orcish man.
Do the tattoos like mean anything? Like, would it jog anything for Ivy's trait from training?
Do you speak orcish?
No.
Make me an Arcana roll.
Okie dokie. She is super sus about this guy.
Don't be sus. Just accept.
Ooh, that's gonna be good. That is gonna be a 22.
You're pretty sure that's a mystic tattoo. It doesn't glow, but there's something about it when you look at it, and as your dark vision looks at the way it's wrapped around his arm and kind of trails across his shoulders and a bit down the right arm as well, but mostly across the left, the runes and winding shapes seem to shiver slightly in the heat. Ma'am?
Yes.
Just checking. I'm gonna be climbing up now, so just warning you.
All right. Hope you're more comfortable.
Thank you kindly. And as he does, he's going to turn around and climb up, meaning that you're going to get like the full package view, literally. I'm not going to roll a d12.
No, roll a d20.
Well, that was a pretty good roll on a d12. I'll put it out there. He's the orcish man. He is a gentleman of many talents. We'll put it that way. So with that, he's going to climb back up. Yeah, you gonna do anything, or just go back to bed having learned new knowledge?
Oh, she's like, she will stay awake for a bit and kind of make sure to wait for him to start snoring. She's gonna kind of stay up and wait, because she doesn't like the vibe she gets from this man.
Okay, make me an insight roll.
Okay. And 18. Man, these dice are hot for me today.
He, after a while, does start to sleep. No, not that. What do you do?
She will, and I made a joke about this in the chat earlier, but Ivy is 100% sleeping with her blade under her pillow. And she will I guess, succumb, because she's had a long day, so I would imagine that she's going to eventually sleep, because she'll be so tired that it'll just claim her. So she will kind of fall asleep when she no longer can keep her eyes open. But she's gonna be like, not cool about sleeping.
Okay.
She feels not comfortable.
It's a tense couple of days for you. But nothing happens. Unless you try to do something in the middle of the night while he's sleeping.
She has no reason yet.
Okay. On the 5th day, you make your way through Venkin, at the edge of Venn Baelia territory, and actually push up into Tyrania. You're nearing Terra now. 3 more days of mountain travel. As you ascend into the mountain range, the air becomes crisp, even inside the heated cars, and in steerage, even more so. They cast some warmth spells, those attendants that have the luxury, and besides that, they do take better care of you here than they did in the other steerage cars. Here, they pass along blankets and occasionally cups of hot tea and broth, free of charge to keep you warm. Still, tempers begin to flare, and a couple of fistfights break out. However, with 3 days to spare, before you dock in Terranel, you begin to reach the apex of the mountain range. And a few times, as you head through the tunnel system, elaborately carved by some emperor, several generations dead at least, only the internal lights inside of this train remain, as you're plunged into aching darkness. The darkness seems to last for minutes, and the sound in the car always cuts to a halt. Gasping breaths. Even the moonlight, the starlight vanishing, is enough to catch the breath of the most hardy traveler at times. It's the 3rd time that you begin to plunge through the mountain tunnels that you will feel a sudden as the train begins to slow. Ladies and gentlemen, the intercom garbles. We're just having a little bit of difficulty with something on the tracks. There's no cause for alarm. This will be dealt with shortly. Please remain in your seats, and we will have warm refreshments provided shortly. Can I get an insight roll off of everybody?
Absolutely.
Yes, please.
16.
16.
Same.
18.
18.
Insight. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. So everybody, several people grumble. The four of you are going to immediately know that something's wrong. Deeper than what they're saying. And Dirk's going to kind of nudge you in the side. Hey, buddy, that guy's lying.
Yeah,
You want to check it out?
I do.
Okay, let's go. Sirs, can you please sit down? I really gotta poop. And he's gonna help me.
He needs accompaniment.
I get real nervous and I gotta get talked down. Because I when I was a kid...
You don't want to know what happens when he doesn't have something.
Make me a persuasion roll, please, with advantage, because this is so weird that...
When in doubt, give poop as an excuse.
Nobody questions it.
Well,
No, I got explosive
Oh my
diarrhea,
god, I got a
man.
19.
You got a 19.
That's
The
a
attendant goes,
persuasion. Yeah.
okay, you just come back to your seat quickly. Thank you so much. Sorry, it's too much broth.
It's a problem.
It's just, I have IBS. And with that, you will sneak forward. Everything is dark. Aside from the dim cabin lighting ahead of you as you move through the cars that have all of the latrines in them. Now, the latrines on these cars, they get more comfortable the further up you go in the train out of these 40-some cars. For the most part, they're holes that just deploy into the electrical magitech beneath the car. It's an easy way to destroy the evidence. It does mean that they have slightly kind of an acrid burning scent to them, but, you know, hey, it's better than lighting a match. As you begin to sneak forward in the car, can you make me a perception roll? You'll hear some men talking in front of you. What'd you get? 3? I got a 5, so we're doing great. So some men are talking kind of in hushed whispers outside of the car. I don't know. What do you want to do? Well, I don't know. Meanwhile, further up the car, the rest of you are going to realize that something is wrong. Starting with Claudette and Leiden. Can I get you to make a perception roll as well? There's voices coming from the outside of your cabin.
Oh.
17.
Oh no. Oh, I have no idea. I rolled a 1.
Did you?
Oh no.
So you are just looking out into the darkness like, this is creepy as hell.
Debating casting light kind of thing.
Claudette, you got a what?
17.
Go tell the engineer. It's going to take us a while to punch through this. Make sure the guards are on. And if needed, boot up the loader. Yes, sir. I'll do so immediately. Should I report to the Sergeant-at-Arms? If you have to. No idea what caused this. Could be anything. Yes, sir. This is what you hear through the door.
Can I peek out the window and see if I can spot anything?
Yes, you may. You can make me a perception roll with, an investigation roll with disadvantage. Actually, make perception, because you're not really able to poke it.
Okay. 15.
Glancing ahead, you can see the inside of this cave that you're in is ringed with ice. Now, what you understand about tunnels and cave systems are that, for one, they're dangerous. Simply cave-ins are regular. However, caves and, well, natural cave formations generally stay at a fairly temperate degree. And deep enough tunnels should theoretically do so as well.
Yeah.
It should be at most in the probably Celsius around 7 to 10 degrees. Not something you'd want to sleep in, but not
But it
freezing.
shouldn't freeze over. I'm gonna be relaying all this to Leiden very quietly.
If she's mentioning this, can I take a look out and try and figure out what's going on?
As you look out, you're going to see a couple of technicians rush up toward the front of the train carrying pickaxes.
Okay, because I actually do have dark vision up to 60 feet.
Oh, you do?
so
Okay, my bad.
I do. Apparently, ASMRs have that.
Ooh, I gotta hurt them more.
Yeah, you also got that. So, I don't know if that helps at all. But, yeah, would you like me to roll something?
I would like you to
or-
make me a perception roll, just flat, please.
Okay. That will be a 16.
16. Looking forward, yes, the walls are frozen, but that's not only what you see. You'll see that the walls also have some crudely carved graffiti in Draconic.
Interesting. Do you have a Hey, Claudette, can I grab a piece of paper? I'm gonna try it, and she's gonna start scribbling them down because she doesn't speak Draconic, but she can at least try and copy them over.
As you hold up the piece of paper to Claudette, you'll be able to recognize that it says Hrut Rules. H-R-U-T-T.
What does it say?
Rut rules.
Is that a place or a person?
I'm not sure. Let me think on it. Can I roll to check?
I'll let you make me a history roll.
I'm gonna try and see if I know anything about that too.
21.
It's a name. A lot of creatures could have that. I mean, it's it's a draconic shortened name. It could be a dragon, a drake, a dragonborn could have that name. So could orcs could, in theory, actually, because a lot of those names cross-pollinate. Maybe kobolds. But it does kind of strike you as potentially trouble or adventure.
Good. Be on guard then.
Meanwhile, further back in the car, you are going to get the sense that was a load of bullshit over the intercom. There might be a problem with the engine. If only there was someone here who could fix it. I think you're muted.
Yes, I was. I was muted on the mic and not in Zoom.
That's true.
She's gonna poke her head out the door into the hallway and look for an attendant.
An attendant actually is going to be rushing by at that point, looking quite harried.
Hey, excuse me?
Yeah? I mean, yes, ma'am?
No worries. What seems to be the problem?
Nothing, ma'am. We're just having a little bit of a problem with some of the temperatures. Shouldn't be a problem at all in just a little while.
Nothing
He
wrong
is
with
lying. I got a 10, so I'm pretty sure you'll know that he's just kind of trying to fake it.
I know you're just trying to calm everybody down. It's okay. I'm offering help if you need any.
Well, ma'am, I'm not sure what you could do, but,
What's the problem?
well, can you make me a persuasion roll, please?
Yes, of course. Ooh, do. That's gonna be a 17.
All right. He's going to glance down at kind of your toolkit that you have with you, probably. Are you a mechanist?
Yes.
Y'all should probably head up to up to the front.
Lead the way.
I've got to go back to the caboose.
Okay.
But if you head up and go see the engineer, his name's Railed. A railroad engineer named Railed, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
all right, I'll go up and talk to him.
Thank you. What's your name?
Veritrix.
Veritrix. I'll call up ahead and make sure they know you're coming.
Perfect. Thank you.
And as this is happening, he's going to reach down to like one of the devices at his belt. It's basically a walkie-talkie system. There's a halfling coming up, some type of mechanist named Veritrix. Over. Ivy, as you are waiting in your car, you are going to hear one of the attendants outside of your door take a call. Yeah, I could take them up. Yeah. Halfling. Short. Black hair. Yeah. Veritrix. Got it. You'll hear this directly outside your door, and then a minute later, echoing down the hall, you'll hear, "Ma'am, are you Veritrix?"
Yes, I am.
A ginger human walks up wearing, basically, the blue outfit of one of the attendants. "Ma'am, I can take you up to Engineer Railed."
Perfect. Thank you. And the bunny is flying behind her as well.
And your rabbit.
He helps.
Ivy, what do you do?
Ivy's gonna go to the door because, especially hearing that description, then hearing the word bunny, it's like ding. So she will kind of go up to the door and open it.
Just about 10 feet down the hallway, you will see Very being led by a ginger human attendant. And you will see Ivy in the doorway.
Oh, there you are.
It's you.
Are you able to come give me a hand up at the front here?
Yes.
Thank you. It'd be much appreciated.
Yes, of course.
I guess y'all both can come. I guess you both can come. That should be fine.
Yeah, she's... Yeah.
Hey, darling, do you mind shutting the door? You're letting all the cold air in.
Yes, sorry. No, sleep well, Zeet. We will take care of this.
Yes, ma'am. You'll hear that from the inside. Meanwhile, further back in the car, you are going to be crouching and moving along with Dirk. Dirk, I'm sorry. Talfred, I don't think we should be going up here, man. Like, people are looking for us now.
Oh, come on, man.
And then you'll hear...
You said there's something weird?
Yeah, there's something really weird, but I don't know.
Well, you
Hey.
should figure it out.
I've got somebody who's coming up. Can I get you to take her? Halfling, short, black hair, named Veritrix, some type of imperial mechanist of some kind. One of them will walk by you, pausing directly in front of where you're kind of crouching behind a bend in one of the cars. That's your friend, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Hey, have fun, buddy. He'll wink at you, and then kind of stumble out into the hallway. Hey, officer, I have to ask a question. Is that the front of the train, or is that the front of the train? Because I have to piss, and if I have to piss in the middle of this floor, you're a handsome man. I had a crush on a woman who looked a lot like you, but I'm flexible. Come here, buddy. We're just going to give you plenty of time to try to stealth ahead with advantage if you'd like.
Perfect. Yeah, we will do that. We'll try that. He's gonna whisper under his breath, "Thank you, Dirk," and then go
Sir,
ahead.
we need to get you back. Come on, you need to go back and seat in, I guess, the cheap seats.
That's actually a 21.
Holy shit! So yeah, you're gonna be able to ninja So you are going to fall in step, and very quickly you are going to be able to dodge out of the way of people as they are moving, basically crouching in alcoves and following, and are very quickly going to be following a suspicious-looking tiefling and halfling that are being led by a red-haired attendant up toward the front cars. And you are going to see the social strata increase
Yes.
as you are moving up toward the front. And as you are gathering your things up and figuring out what's going on outside, Leiden and Claudette, you are going to hear the sound of several people walking down the hall.
I'm gonna peek out through the curtains.
You'll have to open the door to do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So as you slide the door open, you are going to see one of the attendants leading the other 3 people from that strange fight.
Oh. Well, fancy meeting you here.
Shush.
Hello. I'm going up to try and fix the train.
I'm helping.
Right.
Am I still sneaking, or have I been caught?
No, you're
Sorry.
sneaking still. Pardon me, the
Nice.
other two. My bad.
All
My bad.
right.
You're up. Unless you decide just to come out now and be like, hello.
Leiden's gonna like look
Ah.
over at Claudette and then just be like, should we?
Oh.
I mean, you're not gonna not check this out, are you?
You are a curious one, aren't you?
Well,
I am a trained mage.
and I am a trained cleric.
And I think this is the moment where Talfrin is going to make himself known. What are we checking out?
Oh, hello.
Oh, it's you.
Oh.
Isn't that funny? We'll all meet again.
Getting out of hand now. There's
must be
5.
fate.
Interesting.
Or something.
Let's go fix the train.
I'm not
Right
sure
on.
if it's the train that's broken.
So
What
Claudette's
do you
gonna start the
mean?
group moving again, just kind of
Yeah.
chivying in that way that people will naturally move with her, because
Yeah.
Sounds good.
that's rude otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she'll start kind of questioning the attendant. Did you know there's draconic runes on the wall?
Draconic.
Hmm.
I speak it. What did it
Has there
say?
been any evidence of... Is this made? It might be dangerous.
Oh, Christine.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Oh
Did
no.
Christine just...
Oh, you
Okay.
glitched when you started saying dangerous.
Oh, okay.
And you look
So-
stoned.
It was great. So
Wait.
let's pick it up at dangerous.
That's basically where I ended.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Does the name, what was it, Hret, mean anything to any of you?
no.
Possibly a dragon, dragonborn, drake, kobold, orc?
No.
No? Okay.
folks, we're gonna have to actually leave the car. Are you sure you're gonna be okay for this? It's mighty cold outside, the attendant says.
Oh, yeah. I'll be fine. I've got my jacket.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
Okay.
I have many layers.
He slides
Claudette will just keep chivying them along so that he doesn't have time to stop and think about it.
He slides open
Leiden
one of the
follows.
side cars and pulls a lever, which causes a series of stairs to out from the side of the train, lowering himself down. The inside of this the inside of this tunnel now is covered in a low hum of electricity, casting a dim glow from the base of the train as it hovers, just barely connected to the tracks. It's more like greasing the tracks than like flying on top of them, but same idea. And as he steps down, you will hear crunch, crunch. The cavern's covered in snow. The tunnel is filled with snow. That's not something that happens in a
That's
tunnel.
weird.
Yeah. Everyone on your guard, okay?
Someone
gonna-
wanted to stop the train.
She's gonna heft up her shield and just like get herself, like put her hand on her mace and just look around. Getting ready to cover Claudette if needed.
Sir, Engineer Railed? Aye, you'll hear up from the front of you. A man in heavy weather clothing will turn around and glare at you. His eyes are slightly sagging, his brows wrinkled and heavy. He has a long beard, and in his teeth he's clutching a pipe. He'll be played by Willem Dafoe in the film, from the film The Lighthouse. Aye? What can I do for you? This is the Mechanist?
I'll wander up at that point and be like, Veritrix Soulstar.
Mechanist?
Mm-hmm.
Or does it look like I need a Mechanist? I don't need a Mechanist, girl. I need a miracle. And as he says that, he turns to look behind him. And all of you, in the light of his lantern, are going to see the tracks leading out of here are frozen solid with an inch of ice. And in front of you, a steep and thick wall of collapsed stone and ice blocking the path out of the tunnel. Would you happen to be? He glances down at your weapons and equipment. I think I might have a job for you.
Well, shit.
Well, what else?
Claudette's going to start
do?
going forward and examining it to try and figure out what sort of spell work caused this.
It can help us get the train back on track. I'm down for anything.
Yeah, I'm in.
I'd be careful if I were you. There's bound to be something up ahead. Very dangerous.
Sure
Beware.
beats sitting in the cabin.
This is Yeti country.
Oh.
They're big.
They are. Are you big enough to take them on? And with that, I think that's where we're going to call game for the night. All right, so folks, that is going to be it. I have a party together now.
Yes.
It only took 3 episodes.
It only took 3 episodes.
It worked really well.
3 episodes. 1, 2, 3 episodes. But you're only level 2. That doesn't seem fair. Maybe you should be level 3.
Yay!
All right.
I'll take it.
I get to choose my order. Yes. Witcher
Yeah.
powers activate.
I get to make Eldritch cannons now.
I roll 4.
I'm not going to tell you what to do, but remember you're in avalanche zones right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's in my head right now. I'm just like, careful.
Thunderwave, anyone? Thunderwave?
Oh my god. No.
No.
Particularly.
That's how we
no.
lose people in Rime of the Frost Maiden.
Yes, I know.
Not that.
Oh no.
Oh, that reminds me. So I have something I can play for you right now. So, folks, it was absolutely wonderful to have you in game tonight. I hope that you had a good time with us. Did you guys have a good time? Party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Time.
That was
Oh,
fantastic.
finally, there's a steampunk station on tabletop audio now? What does it sound like? Hold on. Oh, dude, this is dope.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Hold on. I'm gonna
Ooh, I got level spells.
put it in our chat so you can. Nope, that's Shards of Nern stuff. Hold on. Oh, this song is so good.
Does this song slap?
You tell me. That's so good. God, I love tabletop audio. Not sponsored. Actually, I'm their patron, so technically I sponsor them. So sponsored, just not the way expected. So I hope you enjoyed our episode tonight. We're going to be back next Friday, as always, and it is going to be another great episode. We're actually going to have a little baby dungeon crawl and a lot of fun. If you like what we do here, give us a follow. Give us a sub if you're watching on YouTube, because I love to see those numbers rise, and it really helps us feel like we actually did something. But now that the party's together, and I know that only some of you are going to be able to hear this, so party, I'm sorry you won't be able to hear it, but the audience will. Y'all are level 3.
Oh, I need to do that.
I rolled mine.
All right, so that's going to be it from us tonight. We love you very much. Thank you for tuning in. You guys are great. Art Hard, Night Tide. Oh, yeah, Night Tide, you just showed up. So it's so good to have all of you in the chat. You guys are all amazing, and I really look forward to running more of this game. Thank you so much for tuning in for a homebrew. I know that it's harder to get people out for homebrews because you don't necessarily like what people are throwing together. I hope you like what we're doing here, and if you have any suggestions or anything, feel free to put them in the YouTube comments or join our Discord, because we love seeing you. So with that, I think that's going to be it from us. Good night, everybody. Goodbye.